Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, my name is Rogue Bitch. Welcome to the Rogue Group. Wait, no, it's fucking not. Oh, shit. I'm Abigail. I'm Rogue BX. I'm not allowed to be Rogue Bitch anymore, but I am allowed to be really loud and proudly trans on Trans Day of Visibility, on multiple trans days of visibility. My flag arrived. My flag arrived, friendos. I might actually move it so that it's on that wall, maybe. I don't know. But my trans flag is here. It arrived today. Fucking awesome. What's going on, folks? Welcome back. I hope you're having a bloody good one. Just gonna move my microphone around a little bit. Hang on a second. There we go. Posture check. Posture check. Magic. That's yours. And a little bit of hydration. So Streamlabs crashed today. Very sus. Very suspicious. Well, if you've got links to the Nazis in Australia, send them my way. Let's talk about the Nazis in Australia, hey, shall we? Let's talk about Australia's fucking Nazis. And yeah, you know what? If you've not already checked it out, I've posted it in my Discord. I think I posted it on Discord. I posted it on my Twitter, and I've posted it... I have made it a redeem here on stream if you've missed it. For some reason, there is a straw poll for not next Wednesday, because next Wednesday, next Wednesday, we're going to be doing a stream of Valheim, right? However, after that, we're going to be switching up to whatever the straw poll says. So whatever you folks are interested in seeing me play on stream, the options are Alien Isolation, Fallout New Vegas, Sleeping Dogs, or Silent Hill 4, The Room. Not the Tommy Wiseau The Room, but there was actually a showing of that at a cinema not far from me today, and I was so tempted to go. You have no idea how tempted I was to skip stream tonight and go see this showing of The Room, but sadly, there was no possibility for me to do it, because my mother has gone away on holiday. I couldn't get anyone else to watch my kids. Well, my son. My daughter has decided to go camping with my grandmother. My mother, her grandmother. And regrettably, this means I basically have no babysitter, and thus I can't go and see Tommy Wiseau's The Room in person in theaters. It's not a joke. Like, it's a legitimate... It's an April Fool's showing of that movie. It's not a joke. It's a legit showing, and I'm so sad I missed it. It would have been an experience. I would have come back on tomorrow's stream and told you all about it. I would have... I would have hopefully met Tommy Wiseau. He has a tendency to just show up at these things. Fox, that's yours, by the way. I don't know if I did that. Are the kids going to be on stream? No. I don't want my kids on stream. There are some other parents who will bring their... No, The Room is fucking atrocious. That's why I wanted to see it. It's one of those movies that has a cult classic status because of how bad it is. And I needed to see it, but we'll live. We'll survive. We'll survive. It's that bad. Okay? It's that bad. At any rate. Yeah, I'm not going to bring my kids on stream. There are some people who are family-friendly streamers, and I am not a family-friendly streamer, and thus I won't bring my kids on. I've considered letting my daughter at one stage make a YouTube channel when she's a little bit older, a little bit more world-weary, maybe when she's 13 or something, and I can help guide her through the process of content creation. Hello, Draco, how you doing? But, given that my kids are so young right now, I don't want them getting into any of that sort of stuff. I don't want them being on camera. I don't want to put them at risk. So, you know, there's that. I will talk about the fact that I have kids, but I don't want to bring them on camera. I still can't get over the mother having cancer and then it's never brought up again. Spoilers! I haven't actually seen it. Just that I know it's really shit. Like, it's atrociously shit. I do need... This is why I wanted to go see it at the cinema. But yeah, on the subject, stream. What, you want me to stream The Room? I probably could, to be honest with you. I probably could just, like, legitimately stream The Room. Like, what is it? Is he gonna sue me? He might. He might just literally see my stream of me streaming The Room and stop by and hang out in chat, knowing what I know of Tommy Wiseau. You know there's a video of him playing Dark Souls, allegedly. Here's a good poll. This will be a contentious one because... Stream it on Vimeo. This will be a contentious one because... You could probably say, yes, it's amazing, but not for good reasons. Stream it on Dailymotion. Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel. I think he actually semi-regularly... Yeah, Tommy Wiseau, yeah. Anyway, I'm drinking this shit tonight. I'm not drinking a coffee. I'm drinking Famous Soda Co.'s Zero Sugar Pink Lemonade. They're a new thing that is available at the awful fucking supermarket chain I used to work at that drove me to PTSD around retail work. But this beverage is actually rather nice. I quite like it. There needs to be a no, but also yes option. I wish I could add options to polls after the fact, but yeah. What am I drinking? So this is it's just a sugar-free pink lemonade soda, and it's quite nice. It's not cheap though. $2.50 for one of these fuckers, which is only 250 mils. What's up, Schizo? And by the way, it's not just a side ponytail. It's side pigtails. It's pigtails. And look, you might have... I've got a red hair tie and a blue hair tie. And I'm wearing a Harley Quinn top. It's a very lazy Harley Quinn thing. This is my Harley Quinn cosplay. Oh goodness. Also, very risky. I realize, lifting my shirt up. Lucky this is a regular length top. I'm not wearing a bra. Anyway, thought you'd like that little bit of information. Your girl's not wearing a bra tonight. She's not covering up the titties. Anyway, did a gender bent Harley costume. That sounds sick. That sounds awesome. Harley Quinn is rapidly becoming one of my favorite comic book characters, honestly. I love I have to say, I love the arc that she's had as an overarching thing encompassing like all different representations of the character. You know, Harley Quinn started out as the Joker's girlfriend character, and then across all interpretations, she has gone through an abusive relationship with him, and then she split from him, and then she's gone and fostered her own little independent storylines and become her own character. And I love that that is so universal. Like, that goes for the cartoons, that goes for the games, that goes for the... Well, in the Arkham games, spoiler alert, Joker dies at some point. I don't think she ever gets over it. But anyway, as a general rule, Harley Quinn becomes her own thing. And that has been the consistent theme across all of her interpretations. In television, in movies, in the games, in the comics. It's a universal storyline. And I love the way that they've treated her that way. It's awesome. You know? And yes, Joker is a fuck. I mean, I like a good interpretation of the Joker. But that's the thing, right? It's like Harley Quinn is consistent. The Joker is quite possibly one of the least consistent characters in comics. And maybe that's the point. But there's been so many interpretations of the Joker, and I'm just like, I can't fucking keep up at this point. If I see someone say, oh, we're going to do a new Joker movie, I'm just be like, oh, fucking great. What's this one going to be? You know? Yeah, I think that is the point. He has infinite... Yeah, if he wants to have an origin story, he'd prefer it be multiple choice. Zayla, how you doing? How's it going? I have an interesting note about your little good luck, have fun badge. Which, for those of you who are unaware of what the GLHF badge is, let's do something here really quickly, right? The GLHF pledge on Twitch. Good luck, have fun, make gaming inclusive for everyone. So this is the GLHF pledge, and you get the any key, or the GLHF key, and I can't see it now, there we go, if I click on it, it'll actually, it'll bring this up. And if you make this pledge, over 1 million gamers have taken the pledge, I have not, because I'm not a gamer, like you losers. Anyway, video games and esports should be more welcoming and inclusive to all. Diverse players are more fun and more competitive. We invite you to join us in creating a gaming ecosystem that welcomes everyone and includes all, no matter their shape, size, color, gender, background, disability, or beliefs. By taking this pledge, you promise to make a difference as a positive and inclusive citizen in your own gaming spaces. So, you pledge the GLHF, you pledge to, good luck, have fun, and you get the any key. You get the GLHF key on your, next to your username on Twitch. As far as I know, that's it. That's all you got to do. You put your name in, email address. And of course, the ambition of such a thing is that once you have that badge next to your name, people should be able to logically deduce, if they look at you in another streamer's chat, they'll be able to say, this person's a good, non-toxic person because they've took the pledge. They took the GLHF pledge, and they've said to the rest of the world, the rest of the streaming world, the rest of the gaming world, I'm not a toxic gamer. And earlier today, on one of the many, I'm in so many Facebook streamer groups, it's ridiculous. On one of the many Facebook streamer groups I was in, I should have saved the post so I could show you, but there was a bloke who was just doing some training range stuff in Apex on his stream. Just hanging out, just chilling, minding his own business, streaming it for the world, practicing, getting some shots in, and whatever else. Then he decides to jump into a game, and maybe he's not doing 100% well, It's a first-person shooter. It's a battle royale. You'll go up against people who are better than you, and sometimes you're not the best. And someone comes into his chat with the GLHF badge and absolutely slanders the fuck out of how bad he is and says, I'm unfollowing because you're a shit Apex player. And it's like, you took the GLHF pledge, friend. That's against the law. What are you doing? You can't be going around with that wholesomeness badge next to your name and degrading gamers. That's not on, mate. Anyway, you can report people with the tag and they'll review it. Usually they take the tag away. Nice. Good, I fucking hope so. Because fuck people like that. If anyone comes across your stream and they decide to deride you, and they have a badge that represents non-toxicity, report that little bitch. Also, I forgot what the answer was to the poll that we had. I forgot what the answers were. Oh, so how has everyone else's day been doing? How's things been going? How's your day been? My day's been pretty chill, pretty non-eventful. Went to the gym, had some McDonald's for breakfast. I had a whole ass cheat day today. Entirely too much caffeine as well. It was probably not a good idea for me to get back into pre-workout, because simultaneously as I'm getting back into pre-workout, which is good, I like pre-workout, but I've also decided to take up energy drinks again. I'm trying to wean myself off them immediately. I'm doing bad on that front. But you should only drink about 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, right? Not a lot of caffeine. I mean, that's about 10 cups of coffee. And across an energy drink, 500 ml can, and a scoop of pre-workout, that's already like 300 milligrams of caffeine done. So you've got like maybe 2 or 3 cups of coffee in there if you want to. And yeah, I'm just not good at maintaining my caffeine. I'm going to give myself a heart attack at this rate. I need to get off that shit, and I need to get my calorie count down again. I'm eating way over my calories. I get super obsessive over this shit. Dietary concerns irritate the hell out of me. Rena, how the hell are you? Guess what? What am I guessing? What? What is it? Have something like that in FF14. If you go through, you have to go through every separate instance dungeon and fight and apply for it. You can be marked as a mentor. You get a symbol by your name to advertise your helpful, non-toxic player. That's awesome. That's awesome. And the GMs will not tolerate someone with the mentor badge being shitty and will take it away faster than the toxic person can say. Freeze, Peach. Speaking of Peach. You got your vaccine appointment. Nice. Nice. Banana bread or normal bread? Good thing Calgar's not here. But I'm going to actually make this... I'm going to give you this one as a poll. I'll put it as white bread because that's what I think of... That sounds bad, doesn't it? I was going to say that's what... That's what I think normal bread is white bread. No, I'm going to set it to normal bread. That's very racist. Don't emulate what I'm saying at all. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Yeah, white is normal? Well, I mean, if you want to think about the sociological implications of it, yes, technically speaking, we live in a society where white is normal. Doesn't mean that's a good thing, for the record. That just means on a social level, white is considered to be the norm, which leads to a whole host of other fucking issues. Anyway. You got a vaccine appointment? I'm glad to hear it. And also... White is not normal. What do you mean in regards to bread? I'm talking about in terms of the statistical status in Western society. Anyway, there was this thing. Again, I'm saying that's not a... Well, it's not really a good or a bad thing. It's just a statistic. Anyway, this is not what I wanted to... You were mentioning Peach. And I wanted to segue into what Mario games are going away. Well, this was 21 hours ago. Let's pick this one. Bread is actually white, though. It is. Well, I mean, it depends on which bread you're getting. Anyway. For those of you who missed... I mean, it's a bit late now. It's a bit late now. Caucasian bread. It's a bit late to do this now because I think these games are already gone. But do you remember Mario? Nintendo released the... What's it called? They released... the Super Mario games. Which ones were they? Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Which was Mario 64, Mario... Evelyn. Hey, Evelyn. I love that. How you doing? Welcome to the Road Room. It was. What was I saying? Super Mario 64. What else was it? Yeah, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. Do you remember... Earlier in 2020, I think it was like 6 months ago, they released these on the Switch to commemorate the 35th anniversary of the original Super Mario. Oh, by the way, Evelyn, thank you for contributing 10 bits, and Banana Bread seems to have won. I mean, I agree. Banana Bread is great. But anyway, this is a big problem. We'll come back to this Mario thing in just a second. Can I just say, like, making the statement that in Western society, white people as the norm is not like trying to say that white people are better or anything. That's just saying statistically speaking, and this is in some ways a bad thing. The way we look at society is white people are considered the norm. Anyone of other races is considered other by society at large. I was not making some kind of racist statement there, so for you to get offended at that is ridiculous. Patently. Anyway, let's go back to why capitalism bad. Super Mario 3D All-Stars was a $60 release, which had these three games, Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, which are all good games as far as I know, but they were not remastered in any way, shape, or form. As far as I know, Mario 64 was still in 3x4 resolution, or 4x3 resolution, whatever, and they were just available for a limited time because, and this is a digital copy of these games. There's no reason that they had to remove these from the store other than this ridiculous idea of FOMO. You know, this ridiculous idea of you have to get these games now before they're no longer available, you know. Beer is liquid bread. Where does this notion come from? I've tried bread and I've tried beer and they are nothing alike. I know they have similar ingredients or something, like yeast or whatever it is. So dark bread, dark beer, red wines, aged liquor, all these things are superior to their blender plainer comparisons. I like wholemeal bread. And I don't mind some seeded bread. But I don't like... I've tried certain breads that are just literally a pile of seeds glued together, and I'm like, you can't call that bread. That's not a bread. That's not what bread is. Does that mean hot cross buns are the Christians of bread? Yes. And on the subject of bread, I need to cut that out of my diet as well. Rye bread and pumpernickel. What does pumpernickel look like? But yeah, I think if you were interested in that Super Mario 3D All-Stars thing... Oh, that's that... Okay, I think I know what this is. I don't know if I've tried pumpernickel before, honestly. Maybe I should at some point. I don't know if I've tried it. It's where they put coins in the bread. You grind up coins and put them in your bread. Why not? Oh, goodness me. You eat gluten-free because your fiance has celiac. I mean, that probably makes life a little bit easier for both of you if you just make the switch and that becomes the life, you know. If I had a partner with celiac, then I would certainly switch. But at the same time, yeah, I'm trying to not eat bread in general. I had entirely too much tonight. Entirely too much bread tonight. For dinner alone, I think. Actually, throughout the day, honestly. Too many carbs. I definitely need to get back on it tomorrow. I need to get off the carbohydrates. Yeah, that's true, War Machine. Like, race is just a political invention. It absolutely is. Did I see the much important news video? No. What did you send me? What have you sent me? What have you got for me? Send it to me so I know what I'm looking at. What's this? Let me pause the music. It's pretty intense, mate. Pretty intense. Oh my god, the full movie. No, I'm not watching the full movie of The Room on stream. No. No. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna do that. No. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to. Pretty sure there's probably some kind of legal precedent that would prevent me from watching the entirety of The Room on Twitch. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk possible DMCA, or I'm not gonna risk possible copyright strikes or whatever it is. Not risking anything. Even certain news videos that are just like casual live footage from a politician questionnaire. You know, I don't know. I'm not risking it. You get romaine lettuces and make wraps instead of using bread. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I've got some wraps at the moment, which are low calorie and low carb, which I need to use. But I still haven't gotten around to actually using them. But yes, like you said, War Machine, race is a political invention. And I don't like to talk about race issues, generally speaking, because they can get taken wildly out of context the moment you say anything. But yeah, like the concepts that tie us all together, like the race thing is honestly very similar to the gender thing. It's like it's categorizations given to us based on certain factors that are, you know, the circumstances of our birth, or like you said here, a region of origin, which a lot of people assign to race anyway. But for example, if we look at, we've had the discussion before about what is white culture versus what is black culture in America. And a lot of white people tend to have an inkling towards what their origin is in terms of where they come from in the world, like where their family comes from. My family generally hails from England, Scotland, and Wales, I think. So, like, I know that. Whereas over in the United States, there are a lot of black people who are descended from situations where they would not be able to trace their family and lineage to whichever part of the world they came from. So yeah, that discusses that whole thing of, is there such a thing as white culture? And I mean, I agree with you, Catalina. I don't care about my heritage. I really don't. I'm living now. I don't care who was alive 400 years ago that I might have been related to. Who gives a shit, generally? But there are some people that do care about that. You don't get why people love weird B movies. There's a certain charm to it, I think. But I think The Room in particular became such a meme because there's so many bad scenes in it that are just purely memeable for whatever reason. Versus a bunch of other B movies where they're just kind of avant-garde, a little bit unusual, a little bit weird, you know. Let's go back to the days of the cast. Let's not go back to the days of caste systems. Fuck heritage, bloodlines, and tradition. Yeah, exactly. Fuck, especially tradition. Fuck tradition. The problem is we have the luxury of choosing not to care about heritage. That's a fair point, Louis, actually. That's a fair point. There are a lot of people who want to have access to that heritage for the sole purpose of being able to know their race's culture, and they simply do not have it. But the problem is, you know, certain people's cultural heritage has been directly has been a direct hindrance upon other people's heritage. So this is why we generally talk about white privilege, because it tends to stem from Anglo-Catholic backgrounds that have routinely been used throughout history to wipe out other cultures, you know. Yeah, white removes ethnic groups all the time. They kicked out the Irish for a bit. Yeah, true. This is true. Like the ones that are so bad they're funny. Did I tell you about Twixt? Did I ever tell you about the movie Twixt? I tried to watch this once, and it's truly, truly atrocious. And the reason that I watched this movie, I think the reason I and some other people got together and we hired... This is back in the Blockbuster days. This is from back in the days when you could actually go to a Blockbuster and hire movies. You could actually go to Blockbuster and browse the aisles. It wasn't that long ago. Like 6 years maybe. But there's this movie called Twixt. It's a horror film. Stars Val Kilmer, Elle Fanning, and this writer who's writing these novels that are specialized. He writes novels based on witch hunting. Yeah, hiring movies. I know, in person. What the fuck? And Val Kilmer's character goes to this small town for some reason. And I forget exactly why, because we didn't get more than halfway through the movie itself. Because it was such a boring, meandering mess. If you ask some philosophy, you can try. I'm not really a good philosopher, but you can try. But yeah, this movie's just such a bland, boring, meandering mess. Never went anywhere. Halfway through it, we just turned it off. And you want to know what the stinger is amidst this whole situation? It's directed by Francis Ford Coppola. This movie, like one of the most boring and aesthetically unappealing movies I've ever seen, was directed by the director of The Godfather. It's that bad that it does Day as Night. You know what Day as Night is? It's called Twixt. Twixt. You know what Day as Night is? Day as Night is when they film nighttime scenes in the day and then put like a blue filter over it to make it look like it's nighttime. It's the most glaringly horrendous shit you ever did see. It's awful. If emotions are the product of biochemical reactions, then in the future we will be able to theoretically be able to control them. There's an idea. There's a concept. What's the question, I suppose? Yeah, Day as Night filter is fucking gross. Once you see it, you're just like, Day as Night has a Nazi dog whistle. But yeah, no, Day as Night, where they record nighttime scenes during the day, add a blue filter to it in post. And it never looks good. You can always tell Day as Night worked in Fury Road. Did it really? Hang on. Did they do that? Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, I suppose. It depends on how you... it depends on how you aesthetically frame it, right? Because, like, if you look at this... If you look at these scenes from... You know, like, show you, like... You almost expect it. Given the... Where's the Day as Night scene? It's here somewhere. Here's the scene, right? Here's the picture. You know, it fits because of the aesthetic of the movie, right? It looks right. You know, that doesn't look like a bad situation. That looks like something that could reasonably be a thing in the world that it's set in. Like, it actually doesn't look bad. Contrast that with... Let's look at some bad examples. That actually would... No. For goodness sake. They had action scenes. There are far worse examples. I gotta find one now. I can't find one. It's not easy to find one. Really, like I went and looked up on Google Day as Night movie. No, okay. If someone can find some good actual screenshot examples where they make daytime shots look like nighttime shots, please link them to me. But this one from Mad Max actually doesn't look too bad in the grand scheme of things. Because I think in this specific example, maybe it's because they've added more than just a blue filter, but what they've done here is like you can see there are stars in the sky and it's a bit cloudy and like, you know, there's no light pollution around them, for example. I have been in nighttime scenarios where night actually does look like that. You can actually see things when you go out, for example, camping or whatever, and you're not surrounded by street lights and building lights and all that, and you can actually see things in the dark. When the bullet farmer attacked, yeah. Every country has racial issues. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Saw a poster for the Salt Flats and V for Vendetta. Thought it was made for the movie. I'm not sure what you mean. You're gonna be back later. You gotta murder some bad space pirates. That sounds good. I mean, what are there good space pirates? I mean, arguably there could be good space pirates. I don't think piracy is necessarily an evil thing. Unless I'm playing No Man's Sky and suddenly I warp into a new system and I'm getting assaulted by douchebags because I happen to have a nice resource. Yeah, Bullet Farmer. There were bullet farmers in Mad Max. That movie was weird. It was all over the place. But it was good. Like, it was good all over the place. It wasn't a bad all over the place. It wasn't a bad all over the place. The world of Mad Max is absolutely ridiculous. It's the most obscene interpretation of the apocalypse, and that's why I love Mad Max. And I cannot wait for the next one. You have to watch Fury Road. You have to watch Fury Road. Quite frankly, they need to give Doom the Fury Road treatment. A largely silent protagonist who just happens to kick some serious ass and just goes on a very straight point A to point B adventure. That's it. That's what we need from a Doom movie. Give us that Doom movie. Fury Road is no argument the best movie ever made of all time. It very well could be. It's fucking great. Did I see the police in Australia? Sadly, I have seen police in Australia. What's going on now? Exciting new dog operations initiative. What is this? This is always a good sign. Comments are turned off. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a geezer, mate. Let's have a gander. What's going on with the police dogs?
As you know, the dog operations unit, we've used Labradors and Shepherds for many years quite successfully, but we've always felt there's been a bit of a gap in our capabilities, so we're really, really enthusiastic about announcing this new squad, the small area urban search and guided evacuation dogs.
They're using sausage dogs now.
And what this is going to do is really be able to give us a new element of what we can offer up the South Australian community. So it's been really hard work lifting those 40-kilo Shepherds, especially
like this turned off.
Spaces and things like that. Because of the size of these guys, we can chuck them into ceilings, up on top of cupboards, let them have a good look around there. Not only that, because they're obviously a little bit challenged vertically, we can chuck them under cars, under covers and things like that. We're also going to be able to attach them to drones.
Oh no! Don't do that!
It's really a game changer for us.
Don't stick them on the drones!
Deploy from that, drop down into people's yards.
Don't put them on the drones, no!
We're really excited about it. We think it's going to be an absolute game changer.
We're going to have flying police dogs. We're going to have flying police dogs. You can't do that. You can't put the dogs on drones. What if you lose control of the drones and then the drone flies into a building and just kills the dogs and you're killing dogs? Ah. The anagram was sausage. Small urban... Oh my god. Yeah, it's an April Fool's joke. But holy fucking shit. I actually legitimately want to put dogs on drones. I have a drone over here. I have a drone. Like, I'm just saying. I get a belt. I get smudge. Don't tell Twitch. Just keep it between you and me. We'll strap him to this. Do you reckon? No. That's... It's the kind of shit that like a 12-year-old would actually do to a, put the spider on the drone. That's the kind of thing that a 12-year-old would actually attempt, like some psychotic 12-year-old boy who's like, oh, mum's got a cat. I'm going to put the cat on the drone. Anyway. April Fool's can't begin yet. Did you see my April Fool's joke? Did you see my April Fool's joke? Some of you might have. What's up, Junkie? How's it going? They're making robot dog drones now. I hope so. Robo dog patrols. This is, you know what's scary about this? Oh, this isn't April Fool's. This is from a month ago. This is not April Fool's. This is not April Fool's. Yeah, the dog thing was a joke. This is not. This is from a month ago. This is real. This is Boston Dynamics. This is real. Anyway, we'll come back to this in a second. Did I hear Google cancelled April Fool's Day pranks for the pandemic? Did they really? Or is that your April Fool's joke? Becca, I keep forgetting it's April 1st. This is fine. Yeah. Wonder what Peter would say. Probably, good. Peter is one of the leading causes of animal death in the modern world. Anyway, the New York Police Department has acquired a robotic police dog. Sorry for screaming into the microphone there. The New York Police Department has acquired a robotic police dog known as DigiDog and has deployed it on the streets of Brooklyn, Queens, and most recently the Bronx. At a time that activists in New York and beyond are calling for the defunding of police departments, we should do the ACAB stream that I keep forgetting to do. For the sake of funding more vital services that address the root causes of crime and poverty, the NYPD's decision to pour money into a robot dog seems tone deaf, if not an outright provocation. Excuse me. Fox, there you go. And some hydration. Coming out as super ace. What does that even mean, though? Like, with regards to, super straights and super gays, because super gays and super lesbians were also a thing amidst that whole situation. Thankfully, that's all fucked off. What would super ace count as? As Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who represents part of Queens and the Bronx, put it on Twitter, shout out to everyone who fought against community advocates who demanded these resources go into investments like school counseling instead. Now robotic surveillance ground drones are being deployed for testing on low-income communities of color with under-resourced schools. There we go. So this is bad. Dystopian RoboDog now patrols New York City. Cool. Awesome. Not April Fools, by the way. Legitimately. Jesus Christ. Can we not? Can we please don't? I would like it if we would please don't. As you previously did the joke, you only have sex attracted people that are assigned to not exist in their birth. Do not perceive me. I am not real. I do not exist. Stop trying to autoplay your video. Oh my god, one of these websites just loaded. It just reloaded itself to try to autoplay its video. That is invasive as fuck. Okay, let's get rid of Twixt. Let's get rid of our poll. For anyone who missed it, if you would like to vote on the next Wednesday write-off video game, there you go. That's the little bit of interactivity you get with this stream, alright? The rest of it is just me talking at you, and you get to chat. I'm Momedi. Welcome to the Rogram. How you going? Robot bipeds will be fairly top-heavy, so just push them over. The confirmation about Google. Google cancelling April Fool's Day jokes for the second year in a row. Many in the industry pulled the plug on April Fool's Day pranks in 2020 as tension from the emerging COVID-19 pandemic was high, Google included. Now for the second year in a row, Google is skipping April Fool's Day 2021. An internal memo sent by Google's VP of Global Marketing, Marvin Chow, explains that the company will continue its pause of April Fool's Day pranks in 2021 as much of the world is still dealing with serious challenges during the pandemic. The message obtained by Business Insider reads, throughout the past year, I've been so inspired by how helpful our products, programs, and people have been through humanity's toughest times, during humanity's toughest times. Except Google Stadia. We've done it with sensitivity and empathy, reflecting the range of challenging experiences so many are experiencing globally, like the fact that Stadia sucks. As you will remember, last year we made the decision to pause our long-standing Google tradition of celebrating April Fool's Day, of which Stadia was not an April Fool's joke, out of respect for all of those fighting COVID-19. With much of the world still grappling with serious challenges, like some of them owning Google Stadia, we feel we should again pause the jokes for April Fool's Day this year, except for those of you that actually do own a Google Stadia. Like we did last year, we should continue to find appropriate ways to bring moments of joy to our users throughout the year. I.e., not Google Stadia. Anyway. Google has confirmed that the message is genuine. Notably, we believe we had spotted one of the company's potential pranks in... I was memeing on Stadia, but notably we believed we had spotted one of the company's potential pranks in Stadia earlier this year. Would have teased the game streaming platform's ability to stream games on 56k internet connections. Google has confirmed to us shortly after publication Stadia will not feature any April Fool's gags this year. Anyway. Yeah, a slightly more wordy KYS is not in good faith. You know, you could just choose not to post that kind of stuff online. You could actively choose not to post that stuff online. What do you realize how absolutely vile that is? I'm sure you do. But you could actively choose to be a better person and you choose to be a horrible person instead. Maybe work on that. Just log off and work on you a little bit, okay? Because the rest of us are vibing and having a good time, and I didn't invite you into my house to be an asshole. Anywho, speaking of assholes, well, this isn't really specifically an asshole thing. Everyone's a hero in their own mind. Speaking of assholes, anyone who does gender reveal parties is an asshole. Let's just get that out of the way right now. A gender reveal party is an entirely unnecessary piece of bullshit that is quite literally ending lives. There are lots of people who are dying because they decided to have a gender reveal party. We've seen this happen on numerous occasions. Why does it keep happening? There were billions of dollars of property destruction upon forests in bushes, the bushlands in California. Like, gender reveals are really a bad thing. Seen the thing of it. Yeah, transgender reveal party where it's like you pop a balloon and it explodes with colored confetti. Okay, fine. And if you do a transgender reveal party, that's even cuter because the person who is doing the gender reveal is themselves. It's great, generally speaking. Anyway, sitting here in a skirt wondering why the fuck nobody tells me just how comfortable they can be when you've been constricted by trousers all your life. I know, right? Trousers are so restrictive. Why would you even actively bother to wear those? Anywho. Do not use explosives in your gender reveal parties, please. That is a very good starting point. A gender reveal party resulted in the crash of 2 people after a plane involved in unveiling the crash. Okay, let me do that again. A gender reveal party resulted in the death of 2 people after a plane involved in the unveiling crashed into the Caribbean Sea. After the pilot and co-pilot flew over a gender reveal party with a sign hanging off the plane announcing it's a girl, the plane crashed into the ocean. I can't not laugh at this because I swear they just keep escalating. They just keep escalating. They just keep getting worse. And people are not learning from it. Folks, what's between your kids' legs and the role you're going to force on them in society is not as important as killing other people all the time. Jesus Christ. The Mexican aviation authorities are investigating the incident, which was caught on video. Both the pilot and co-pilot were found in the ocean. One was dead when they were found. The other died while undergoing an operation to save his life. It's all good as long as it doesn't end up crashing into us, one of the partygoers said. Oh my god. It's all good as long as it doesn't end up crashing into us, one of the partygoers said when the plane was falling. Are you serious? Are you serious? This is one of several recent gender reveal parties that have ended with a person's death. An expectant father died during a gender reveal party in February when the device to reveal the gender exploded, which is this story, if I'm not mistaken. Gender reveal device explosion kills father-to-be. Gender reveal parties have also been the cause of bushfires in California and Arizona that burned thousands of acres of land and caused many to evacuate their homes. This is not evolution. No, let's clarify, this is not an evolutionary thing. That's not how evolution works. Pinged you in something in the meme channel. I had to re-find this meme. Hang on, let me find it. Let me see it. Buy plus. What? Yeah, Darwin Award territory. Darwin Award, yeah. So it's tangentially related to evolution through Darwin. But anyway, do not do gender reveal parties. Or if you're going to do it, yeah, do it with cake. Do a cake. Do a balloon. You don't need to blow something up or fly a plane into the Caribbean Ocean. The year is 2150 and the last gender reveal party nuked the entirety of Europe. Infrastructure is ruined the world over and America's roads have been rearranged to spell it's a girl/boy, making travel by road impossible. People just need to stop making bombs. Yeah, that's a good idea. So this is the one from back in February. Christopher Peckney's brother Peter called it the freakiest of freak accidents. Gender reveal device explosion kills father-to-be. Like, that's even worse. Kills the parent. Killing the parent of the child. A father-to-be from New York State... I just scrolled up. From New York State has died after a device he was building for his child's gender reveal party exploded, according to police. Christopher Peckney, 28, was assembling the device in the town of Liberty when it exploded just before noon on Sunday. Police said the blast killed Mr. Peckney and injured his brother Michael, who was taken to hospital. Gender reveal parties are celebrations announcing whether expecting parents are going to have a girl or a boy, because that's such a necessary thing for you to know nowadays. Police have not specified what device caused Sunday's explosion. New York State Police Department and its bomb disposal unit are investigating the incident. A spokesman for the state police told the New York Times the device consisted of some kind of pipe without giving further details. So basically a pipe bomb. Speaking to the newspaper, Mr. Peckney's older brother, Peter Peckney Jr., described what happened as the freakiest of freak accidents that I could ever imagine. He did not know what set off the explosion. If you're going to be making any sort of explosive, you need to know what the fuck you're doing. You shouldn't be making explosive devices if you don't know exactly what's going on. Okay? If you're like, I could never imagine, did not know what set off the explosion, then you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. The death is the latest in a string of catastrophes to be linked to gender reveal parties in recent years. They can include prediction games, with the big reveal being made with fireworks and coloured smoke grenades. Again, none of this is necessary. We have cakes, we have like black balloons that you can pop and the confetti flies out of it. You know? But several large-scale parties have gone wrong, even resulting in several deaths. A man from Michigan was killed earlier this month. It just keeps going back. Like, the stories just keep going back. Like, this one goes, an expectant father died during a gender reveal in February. Okay, so we go back to February. A man from Michigan was killed earlier this month. So we just keep going back in time through different gender reveal deaths. Oh, goodness. I can't even see the big black cock image that's supposed to be here, which is good, I suppose. This baby gender reveal sparked a week-long US wildfire. And yeah, 2 other gender reveal parties were blamed for sparking wildfires in California in September and Arizona in, September 2020 in Arizona in April 2017. The El Dorado fire in California burned more than 19,000 acres, destroyed houses, and forced hundreds to flee their homes. As if gender wasn't dangerous enough on its own. We need to announce our baby has a penis by leveling a city block. I mean, here's the thing, right? I just noticed this article, what's the right price to pay for genocide over here? That's a whole discussion. If you had the money to, for example, hire a certain building, and you wanted to do your gender reveal party wherein some technician would light up all the lights in the building the color of blue or pink, go ahead. You know, that's probably not going to lead to the entire building blowing up, hopefully. But when you start including smoke bombs and fireworks and pipe bombs, apparently, you need to slow your roll on the gender reveal thing a bit, because it's getting ridiculous. It's truly, genuinely, absolutely getting ridiculous with you people. Holy shit. There's no need for explosives. There's none. It's Harley Quinn. Gotta be careful. Can't show my nipples on stream. They're feminine nipples now. It's Harley Quinn. Look at her. And I got piggy tails. One's got a blue hair tie and one's got a red hair tie. Look. How about instead of gender reveal, we have sex reveal, since gender isn't always the same as sex characteristics one's born with? Exactly. How about we just don't bother and just reveal you're having a baby? How about we stop gendering kids as soon as they're out of the womb, when they don't have the choice to decide any part of their personality for themselves? Like, a baby has no fucking concept of gender at all. They've got no concept of gender. A baby doesn't know what its gender is until you tell it. Yeah, what is the gender reveal party when it's a hermaphrodite? Do you smoke a cigar shaped as a question mark? That's the thing. That, like, they just... Even if someone is born into sex, they still assign that child a sex at birth. They still assign that child a gender at birth. They give them a role, which should tell you right out of the bat, right out of the gate, that the whole concept of gender is entirely made up. It's a fabrication. Society came up with it to categorize us into male or female so that they could sell more bathrooms. Gender was invented in 1849 by a fellow called Thomas Gender, and he was a bathroom salesman. Establishments were just starting to implement public bathrooms, and Thomas Gender came along and said, "Well, you see, there is this concept called gender. I have named it for myself. And as a result, because there are two genders, male and female, you will need to have two separate public bathroom facilities. And I can sell you the resources necessary to produce such public restroom facilities. Such this door here that has an illustration of a person wearing a skirt, and this one of a person wearing trousers." You know? That's basically where gender came from. Hey, Faithful, how you doing? All good with it's a boy or it's a girl. It doesn't mean I have to raise them that way, or you have to force the idea of boy or girl in them growing up. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can raise your little boy or little girl as a little boy or little girl until they can decide for themselves what their gender is. You can raise them gender neutral if you want. I don't care. But at the end of the day, if you are planning and executing expensive and ridiculous gender reveal parties that use explosives, perhaps don't. Just like gender reveal Cuban Missile Crisis. Think the troughs thankfully are done away with. I hope so. I'm so sick of troughs. Why do troughs exist? Troughs are a bad idea. Need to start a brigade dedicated to spoiling gender reveal parties. Have you seen the GIF? Have you seen, or like the video, I should say, of like, and this is the thing, it's a very wealthy family. It's their security camera recording their driveway and their front porch and all that, as this mother walks out of the house with a big black balloon. And little kids are trotting along behind her. One runs up and pops the balloon, and all this pink confetti goes everywhere. And she just stops dead. She just stops completely dead and has doesn't know how to respond. She's just completely like, this is the, like, it's so dumb. Who cares? Who cares that much to plan a party over some genitalia? This is what the obsession with genitalia in the modern world leads to. People going so... I honestly want to say we the transes might have encouraged this bullshit. This might have been our fault for daring to break down gender norms in society. And there's a specific group of people out there who are so desperately attached to the idea of the gender binary that they need to grasp onto it by any measure they possibly can, including trying to make gender reveal parties a normal thing. And they're flagrantly not. They're just not. They're killing people. Gender reveal parties are killing people. Literally ending lives so you can know what's between your kids' legs. It's fucking creepy. It used to be a piss trough in arenas for sports games. Yeah, I've been in a lot of bathrooms where they have just this metal trough thing, and it goes for as long as the wall they want the trough to be on is, you know. And it's an awkward thing because, you know, it's just an open trough as opposed to like single urinals on the wall at the very least. But like this open trough situation, they just piss straight in it. They put ice in it, yeah, which I think is supposed to like dull the scent or whatever it is. I just want bigger stalls. I just want stalls. Just give me stalls. Gender reveal total human genocide, please. Please. Give us the gender reveal nuke. Gender reveal Austro-Hungarian Archduke assassination. But yeah, Draco, you basically nailed it. Imagine those horizontal structures used to hold water for horses. It's just literally that, but for pissing in, yes. That's what it is. It's just white ladies wanting to have more reasons to celebrate their passage of another child into this hellscape. Yeah, why would you even celebrate having a kid in this day and age? I doubt there's going to be... by the time that kids born today are adults, they're going to be living in the Mad Max hellscape. You know, we're not giving them a comfortable, cozy world to live in. Even those who have privilege now are not going to have it in 20 years, 30 years. This world will be a desolate wasteland. There'll be no water left. There'll be no nature left. All the animals will be dead. We'll be living off lizards in the desert and eating sand. We'll be getting our hydration from... We'll be taking each other's water like in Dune. Take his water. Can stalls have less clearance to the floor? Oh my god, yes. I've seen some actual ridiculous... like ridiculously high stall door stuff. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why is it like the space between the door and the floor? I'm like, you could literally just walk past and see me pissing or shitting. Why are you doing that? You know, why is that stall got such a high gap between the floor and the door? And there is a breeding fetish built into heterosexuality. Well, yes, true. This is true. Yeah, urinals reek. Urinals are atrocious. They're bad. You've unironically called into Demon Mama stream to defend antinatalism. Antinatalism? What's that? I don't even know how you do call-in streams. That sounds like a nightmare. How do you do that shit? Imagine just having people on your stream who could just, you know, be in line to chat about a certain thing. If I was strictly political all of the time, I might do something like that. Advocating against having children. Well, yeah, I kind of have an antinatalist stance in a lot of ways. You know, I don't want more people having more kids because we have enough. We have enough kids. And we don't need more of them. And people who are obsessed with the idea of having children, people who are that adamant that they need to bring more life into the world, for reasons unbeknownst to me. Typically very privileged people, by the way. Typically people who don't have to deal with a lot of the trauma of living in a lower income environment, for example. But there are people, of course, who do live in those circumstances who are obsessed with the idea of bringing more children into the world. And it's irresponsible. And in its own way, it's preemptively abusive. I can already see people who are really, really interested in the idea of having kids, like really obsessively into the idea of having kids, with the world in the state that it's in. Not that, you know, we're going to stop having kids, obviously, that's not going to happen. But yeah, it's blatantly irresponsible. Exactly, Del. Quote Monty Python. Del, here you go. There you are. Yeah, having kids is their personality, which is kind of hilariously ironic given how many people love to go out of their way to say that people being trans or people being gay or anything like that, shoving our personality, shoving that aspect of our personality in other people's faces, you know, making being queer our entire personality, when there are most certainly a ton of people out there who make their entire personality about the fact that they procreate, or they want to procreate, or they want nothing but to have sex all of the time. And this is not uncommon among the cishets. You know? This is not uncommon among the cishets. But because it's normal amidst people who, you know, men who want to fuck the women, and women who want to have babies, you know, that's just normalized. If a woman says to you, I want to have a bunch of kids one day, virtually everybody's going to say, oh, that sounds lovely. I can't wait to see your little babies. You know. And aces are the weird ones? Yeah, sure. Right. It's honestly strange, the way that ace people have been portrayed, typically as like eunuchs and stuff like that in fiction, in media. The way asexual people are usually portrayed as a little bit weird, a little bit avant-garde, sometimes portrayed as villainous in a lot of ways. I can't think of many specific examples, but there are a few examples of it now that I think about it. You know? Got a huge test. Oh my god. I think I do need that caffeine. Fuck. I tried to skimp on the caffeine so I wouldn't be drinking more caffeine. Huge test today and no sleep. That's not good. That's not good. It's not goodly. If a woman says she doesn't want babies ever, she's called selfish. Yes, absolutely. I really hate that. I really hate that notion that, like, I really hate this ingrained idea in society that whether you have kids or not, this is the bizarre thing. A huge test. I was speaking to this disabled reporter. He was doing this. I don't know. What does Trump do? Wear a wig? Anyway, like, look, you get the point. Hairspray, fake tan. I need to do the whole shebang. Anyway. Yeah, this obsession with having children even when you know someone already has children. Like I mentioned before, on numerous occasions, I've had people ask me if I'm having more kids, and I'm like, I've got 2. No, I'm not having more kids. I want to be as sterile as I possibly can. I don't want to have more children. I'm done. You can tie that up, I'm finished. Are you going to ask, like, your 90-year-old grandmother if she's going to be having more kids? No, you're not. It's a weird thing, like this expectation that if you can physically, physiologically, biologically have children, the idea is that you should. And, like, it's just ridiculous. What does Trump do? Be an awful human being, pretty much. We need to abolish gender yesterday. Yes, we do. Post an unironic, we're abolishing gender thing on Twitter or whatever. If nature can be said to have a sole purpose, it's reproduction, but we're not unthinking processes, we can override that if we want to. Yeah, that's another argument, Del, that I hate about the whole biological sex and any of this kind of stuff. Any of anything. There are so many people who live a life where so many of the things they take for granted are absolutely unnatural, right? And yet, in numerous different circumstances, they will say, oh, I don't do this, or this because it's not natural. And it's like, you're driving a fucking Prius. What are you going on about? That makes no sense. Why would you complain about them putting GMOs in your spinach, for example, when the house you live in is 90% plastic or whatever the fuck? Nothing in our society is natural. What are you going on? It's a stupid argument to make. It's not natural. You have glasses and braces. It's not natural. Well, I hate to break it to you, Julia, but neither are your tits. What? What's the argument here? It's a non-argument. Well, I just hydrated, so I'm going to give you that one as a preemptive one, okay? Knew it was coming. Explains the alienation of those communities. It fucking sucks sometimes. It's kind of sad the standard life goals aren't super ace and or arrow friendly. Yeah, true. Like you look back at the ending of BioShock last night. Spoilers! Hey, you got the job. Thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you so kindly. Absolute legend you are. It's like the ending of BioShock last night, right? Yeah, very, very minor spoilery, but it talks about, you have the chance to give these little girls a life, and, like, one of the few things the narrator mentions is finding love, and it's a picture of a man a man's hand putting a ring on the woman's hand. And it's like, that is so fucking normal that anything outside of that is seen as unusual. You say you don't want to get married, you're seen as unusual. You're seen as the other. You're seen as abstract. And Abstract is probably not the right word for it, actually. Although, I suppose in a way it is. But when we think about, like, what abstract means, it's more about, like, the abstraction of our lives. You know, the way that my life is interpreted through numerous different concepts is different, and that's my abstract. My abstract is what my life experience is, versus yours would be completely abstract to mine. If you are, for example, a particularly talented individual with knitting or sports or something. You know, it's natural. The sun consuming the earth. Can it hurry up, please? I'm getting impatient. I'd like the sun to consume the earth now, please. Can we get on with it? People will say not having love, family, etc. is so important. Yeah, like that's a common conservative talking point I've noticed. No, it's natural. Anthrax! I did see that, yes. Anthrax the band or Anthrax the chemical? And this is another thing, like on the subject of like natural things. People will say they don't want any harmful chemicals in anything. They always use the phrase chemicals on a routine basis. I think there have been a few different things where they've like shifted the narrative a little bit away from the term chemicals. But here, yeah, as you said, Rena, as I was about to get into, every single fucking thing is a chemical. Everything is a chemical. There you go, Fox. You're welcome. Anyway, just realized something, Draco. What did you realize? What did you realize? I've not had any alcohol, by the way. I'm just slurring my speech because I'm tired. Oxygen's a chemical. Water is a chemical. Did you know that 100% of people who've ever consumed dihydrogen monoxide have died? Statistically speaking, anyone who consumes dihydrogen monoxide will die at some point. It's dangerous. Oh, this is just straight vodka. Anyway, yeah, fish pee in water, they shit in water, they fuck in water. Like, why would you want to drink that shit? H2O, no. Oh no. Oh no. Real talk, you don't fully know your own romantic orientation because you might be arrow, but you don't know because a lot of your desire to have a GF is from Disney and shit. That's a fair point. You know, we look at sexual orientation as another one of those things where we just expect that everyone meets the same social, psychological attraction expectations. And there is this concept. What's on the agenda for today? It's the trans agenda. Well, we're talking about anything at the moment. We're not really on a specific topic because I didn't plan very well for today. Anyway, what was I saying? Let me think for a sec. There was a point I was going to make. Oh yeah, there's been this expectation that homosexuality is abnormal, obviously, and heterosexuality is normal by society's large definitions. And the concept behind that has generally been that it's like set in stone. Like people's sexuality is somehow set in stone and there's no variance from it. Variance from being gay, variance from being straight. Like once you're in that, once you know that, that's it. It's locked in. And I think we're beginning to understand that it's not in any way locked into place. You know, our sexual identity, our sexual proclivities can shift and change. And the way that, quite frankly, if we come back to the Disney thing, I think a lot of us are socialized into believing that heterosexuality is normal, and a lot of people who are not heterosexual at all, they could either be gay or they could be bi or anything, any kind of sexuality really, any kind of sexual leaning. The issue there is that, you know, when you are socialized into such a flagrantly normalized environment, such as, you know, everyone is straight, right? Everyone around you is straight. The moment you start to think, well, I'm more attracted to people of the same sex, or I'm attracted to different gender identities, if you're only surrounded by one sexuality identity, naturally you're going to assume there is something inherently wrong with you, and you suppress it and you think that's not a normal thing, hide it. You know, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to acknowledge that. Obviously, that must be something wrong with me, and I'm just going to suppress it, and this is why we have a bunch of people who repress their identities. Hey, Tekka, how's it going? hard because a lot of the conversation, resexuality and gender, should be about openness and fluidity, but those arguments and conversation are weaponized by phobic people too. Yeah, the discussion around that is controlled, and a lot of the discussion is happening in academic spaces, which is not the... and it's happening in academic and activist spaces, which are minority spaces. It's not happening in the public forum, and when it is happening in the public forum, what we are seeing is people who are intentionally using sex and gender and sexuality as weapons against those minorities that are having the discussions. So there are a lot of people, and this is honestly one of the few good things about Biden. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Biden stan. I do not like Joe Biden. But his continued propensity towards queer rights is a good thing, because the President of the United States has one of the biggest platforms in the world. And if he can put the message out there that queer people are good, queer people are normal, especially with regards to trans people, you know, putting out the message that transgender people, yes, should be allowed to, regrettably, serve in the military. But, you know, whatever. Quite frankly, I think cis people shouldn't be able to serve in the military. Anyway, no one should be serving in the military, but that's a whole other discussion. Maybe we should have that discussion one of these days. But, you know, Joe Biden saying, yes, trans people should be able to be to operate in the military. Yes, trans kids should be able to compete in school sports. If he were to outright state, you know, trans medical treatment should be covered by health insurance and yada, 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 then... that would be a huge step in the right direction for trans rights, you know, especially in the United States. But regrettably, what it leads to in the meantime, in the interim, is we have all of these issues in a political sense that are cropping up around transgender people in states like Arkansas, where they're trying to ban, the trans healthcare? Yeah, trans healthcare. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm forgetting things. So we're going to have stumbling blocks in that regard of people weaponizing sex and gender to make their point. So we're going to have that at the moment. We're going through that, quite frankly, transitional phase, amusingly enough, where things are pretty bad, and hopefully we can come out the other side in the not too distant future and things are better, in the same way that it turned out for gay people. New York just legalized weed. Fuck yes. Don't tell, don't have to chemically castrate. Can we get some threes in chat? Military bad, but while it is a thing, there should be no barring of trans people from it. Exactly. Tom Bodil on the ACE spectrum and the autism spectrum. Fuck yes. Aces and autists are welcome here. Can we get some MF and threes in chat? 3 Hannah Banana. I want you to give me a 3 in chat. How you doing? Welcome to the Rogue Room. I promise I'll change my logo soon. I'm gonna take the weekend off before we jump to any formal conclusions. I'm taking Saturday and Sunday off of stream this week. First of all, I got to finish my video. Second of all, I got to finish a uni assignment, which is overdue. Don't tell anyone. And third of all, I need to have some actual legitimate rest. I need to like relax. Sunday night especially. I got nothing going on Sunday night. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna vibe. I'm gonna turn my PlayStation on and play some Ghost of Tsushima on Saturday and Sunday night maybe, and just not responsibility-ize myself. I might fix up this logo, but that's it. That's where I end it. You know, I'll do my other stuff that I gotta do. Ghost of Tsushima. Dude, I want sushi now. Why'd you do that to me? Sushi is great. Anyways. The military is the most robust socialist organization in the U.S. state. In the United States. Education, training, career, healthcare. So barring non-cis, non-hetero people is a way to cut off these benefit opportunities. That is a very fair point. That is a very fair point to make. It does have the regrettable connection of, you know, if war were declared, that you have to go overseas and potentially fight and die or come back maimed or something like that. But yes, that is true. So that's kind of one of the problems the United States has, is like so many people hate the idea of socialism, and yet this is the thing, right? If we talk about capitalism, there are a number of quote-unquote bootlickers, who will absolutely say that the modern Western first world in which we live, Australia, America, the United Kingdom, I'd need some other examples of what specifically counts as first world, because I think the distinction hasn't clearly been made about what counts as first world and what counts as third world. Like, we have an abstract concept of what counts as first and third world, etc. I don't know if there's a concept of a second world, but anyway. Technically speaking, we're on the third rock from the sun, so all of it's third world, but that's beside the point. Anywho, you know, there are a lot of people who will defend capitalism by saying capitalism has led to all of the privileges and the benefits that we have in society today, while simultaneously ignoring all of the failings of capitalism that have led to serious issues. And then those very same people will defend the military when the military is, like you've said, Chris, one of those socialist organizations within itself. You know, within its own structure, the military is socialist for everybody that works in the military. And in the same regard, Australia has socialist policies on a wide scale for healthcare at the very least. You know, we look at Australia's healthcare. I am so privileged to, for example, be able to buy my hormones for $7 for a box of hormones that'll last me a month or so. You know, I'm so privileged to have that. Versus if I were to be in the United States without universal healthcare and without private healthcare, which many people in the United States cannot afford. You know, there would be poor people, for example, who might need very serious medications that they simply cannot afford to pay for, because A, they don't have private healthcare, and B, they don't have the income necessary to buy that medication. Imagine having to save money to buy your meds, right? Imagine having to save money to buy, say, your, insulin is always used as a good example. So what's this? Sound affecting my mum.
Another round on you.
Another round. Thank you, Ferbs.
Wish I could give more for you as a straight guy from Canada.
As a straight guy from Canada. Thank you. I'm going to check this without actually showing it on stream, just in case. Not that I don't trust you. Okay, this looks fine. Okay. There's no like untoward stills in here, because we've had some untoward stills crop up on stream on occasion. Anywho. Okay.
Don't even do that.
I love that dude. That's awesome. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's great. That's marvelous. There went my sides. They're in the fucking orbit. Oh, goodness. Been to the doctor twice in the last 6 years. Last time you went was because a cat bit you and you were allergic and needed antibiotics. Yeah, exactly, Tom Badills. Like, there are so many people who have posted, for example, their hospital bills online, and it's in the thousands and thousands of dollars because they needed to do this or that or the other, and they massively overcharge for things as simple as a Band-Aid. You know, in some circumstances, they massively overcharge for this stuff because that's just the way the medical system works in the United States. So if you were to go into the military, you'd be getting a much better go of things because you would have healthcare, which is one of the reasons that the military is so alluring for so many people. You know, your stupid footy team just gave you a motherfucking heart attack, but we won. Good shit, Kaz. Glad to hear it. Try and keep things light. It does work. You've $15,000 in medical debt since turning 18. You're only 25 on Sunday. Goodness gracious me. 47 for a cotton swab. What the fuck? Yeah, yeah, fantastic if his mum was on board. People in the US will fight EMTs because if they take them to the hospital, they won't be able to pay. Yeah, I've heard that. Like, the cost of just riding in an ambulance is like thousands of dollars. There is a spike in cancer diagnosis in the US at age 65 because people are waiting until government-sponsored healthcare starts. Goodness. That is fucked up, dude. That's honestly so fucked up. Most people you knew who joined the military claimed it was just for the benefits and pay. That's what I've heard as well. I've heard a lot of people join the military just because of the benefits that come with it. You know, and that's the problem. That is the issue. You know, the military's not a good thing, but you get a lot of benefits from being in it. Now, don't get me wrong, there are certainly very nationalistic, patriotic. When I say patriotic, what I actually mean is racist. People that go into the military because they love the idea of shooting gun at person. But anyway. Yeah, there are some people who feel like they have no choice. People born into poverty who feel they have no choice but to join the military to have any sort of life ahead of them. Sense of humor is fucking scuffed. Used to love complex humor and jokes. Now your sense of humor is degraded to hamster. Hello, Wither. You gonna go to sleep? Sounds good. Thank you for swinging by. Apart from the rampant nationalism that enhances the xenophobia in the US, that too. The mental health system is almost as bad here in Australia. Yeah, $175 for a psych appointment that you only get $86 back, plus takes an hour-long train to Caboolture to get that appointment. Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough, but the pricing was roughly the same. You know, I would pay about $200 and I would get some of it back. I think I would get about $140 back. Something along those lines. So I'd get most of the money back. But I'd still have to travel, you know, 45 minutes out of my way to get to this psych appointment in the first place. And yeah, that's by design. That whole thing is by design. Psychological care is not, I don't know. I don't have the words. Excuse me. Anyway, you refuse to take an ambulance, you have to pay $200 every time you see a doctor because you can't afford insurance. If you could afford insurance, it'd be $35. And yeah, that's the thing here about Australia, right? Like, whenever I need to see the doctor, unless it's a Sunday, I don't have to pay for an appointment. I book an appointment, I go in, I see the doctor, I talk to him for 5-10 minutes, I get a prescription or whatever, and I leave, and I don't pay anything. And then I go and get my script, and it's $6 or $7 for my medication, which would otherwise be hundreds of dollars, right? Because the government, at least in Australia, does tend to take care of its people with Medicare, which is more than can be said of other places in the world. There's a bunch of stuff that have proven to be true in studies about benefits, class, and society. But mental health support is fucked everywhere. True. Thought about boarding a train to Busan. Thought better of it. I've not seen Train to Busan, so I don't know what the reference is. How about we just give people the help they need with without any strings attached? That'd be a good idea. It's because they advertise to the people what they want, which is typically under 28. You gotta go, Detroit. Have a good one. Have a good one. We, the US, is an empire, so the only thing government spends money on is supporting our massive death machine, which maintains our power. Military offers those benefits using the poor. Benefits using the poor to fight wars is most convenient. Yes. Thank you for the 100 bits, Job. Thank you so kindly. Oh, it's a zombie movie. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out at some point. I've heard it's very good. I've heard it's quite good. In Scotland, we also get prescriptions for free, and the NHS is a great thing. Sucks that the Tories are screwing everyone over. I've heard many a bad thing about the Tories. I'm not 100% certain on what the Tories are, but yeah. But yeah, like the US does seem like it's got many an issue, and it's one of those places, much like Australia, tends to market itself as a country where everyone gets a fair go, but it's in the exact same situation in the US, where you only get the fair go, you only get the chance to pursue the American dream if there's already a significant level of privilege backing you up in the first place. If you already have the capacity to do whatever it is that you want to do, there is a level of foundation that a lot of people in the United States, and similarly, not conversely, a lot of people here in Australia, you need to have that foundation of privilege before you can start elevating yourself higher. Somebody made the point, I forget if it was on Twitter or Facebook or anything, where they were saying, every academic they've ever met comes from a family of academics, right? And similarly, how many musicians have you seen where they come from a family of musicians? Ferb, thank you for the 500 bits.
Thank you for raising all of us.
Am I raising you? Am I your mum now? I've already got 2 kids. Thank you for the 500 bits, though. So, Sammy, are people in your family musicians? Is the question I would like to ask. Rogue Nana. Do you have a grandpa musician? There you go. I think things have generally changed. I've always been mum. I've been mum for ages. I think things have generally shifted in the sense that, you know, there is more... I have 40 more kids now. Oh, great. I think definitely things have shifted in regards to the way that we allow ourselves the capacity. Like, in this day and age, honestly, the level of privilege that we share in this day and age, especially people from my generation and younger, are certainly experiencing a surge in individuality that allows them to pursue more unique interests that can potentially lead to different career options, as opposed to back in the 70s, if your dad ran a car mechanic, repair shop, whatever, chances are you'd end up working at the repair shop as well in some capacity. You'd start working as a mechanic as well, you know? You watch Parasite, did get it till 2 days later. It's hard to recognize satire when you're living in it. I gotta give that one a watch. I just want my kids to call me Mum, Reno, honestly. That's it. I just want them to call me Mum. I'm not... like, they call me Abby at the moment because it's easy, but I want them to just call me Mum. And my son has slipped up and said it a few times, and I'm like, yeah, just call me that. Just call me that. I don't mind. Just call me Mum. Go. I don't care if you do. Actually, I really do care if you do. Just call me that. I'm trying to get my daughter to say it as well. Yeah. Nearly Red is so jazzed it's finally... the music he posted on stream a few days back is live. Nice. So jazzed it's finally done. Yeah, Really Red jazzed is a different word entirely. Yeah, my son calls me Mum and then corrects himself. And I hate that he corrects himself. He goes, Mum, I mean Abby. And I'm like, no, you're so close. You're so close. You're getting it. You're so close. Anywho, we're completely off track at this point. Privilege is bad, actually. Because it is, in a lot of ways. You had it the first time, kid. Yeah, the fact that Mum comes to him so naturally, though. Like, he's 4. He's going to be 5 in a few days. And, you know, he's already recognizing that, you know, I'm not a dad type anymore. I've changed a lot. You know? I've significantly shifted the way that I act around both of them. In a lot of ways. Yeah, no, I like, you know, as a trans woman, right, it's the same thing with the pronouns. I don't want to be called he, him. I don't want he, him pronouns. In the same way that I don't want my sister calling me her brother. I don't want my mother calling me her son, for example, you know, and it's the exact same thing with my kids. I don't want them calling me their father or their dad. I want Mum. It's the same thing. And regrettably, there has actually been some issue with that with the ex, because she's always been the mother. And it's kind of amusing that we've had discussions since breaking up about the... like, we literally joked about the fact that if I were to get a girlfriend and she were to get a girlfriend, our kids would have 4 mums, potentially. And yet she still has some semantic issue with the idea of the kids calling me Mum. It's a weird... like, where's the line there, you know? Why are we allowed to jest about this particular thing, and yet I'm not allowed to actually legitimately ask my kids to call me the thing that feels the most right? You know, there's they, them. What is parental term? Didn't you say that? Yeah, Phage. I literally went into that tangent without even reading your comment, but yes, quite literally. Their other mum doesn't like me, doesn't like the idea of me asking the kids to call me Mum, Mother, Mummy, Mama. Any of those, mate. You know, if they, them, yeah. What is the? I suppose like parent. If you wanted a gender neutral term for parent, it's just parent. You wish you had just one mum. You miss your mumsy. Miss calling her up after the footy and singing the song together. That'd be good. At least you got the memory to hang on to, though. Hang on to that memory. Cherish it. Don't lose it. Oh goodness me. All right. I said I wasn't gonna do it. But I might have to grab a coffee to make it through the rest of the night. I can't even go to the gym tomorrow. So I'm going to try to not drink any caffeine tomorrow. Alright? But I'm gonna go over my 400 milligrams of prescribed caffeine in a day. I've got another energy drink in the fridge. Oh, maybe I shouldn't drink that, actually. But there is one that's like a small can of like a new thing I haven't tried before. It's got about 80 milligrams of caffeine in it. Why am I so obsessed with this? Probably because I'm going to give myself heart pains. An Ultra Globalist. You're going to head out, Rena? Have a good one. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. And you too, Kes. Thank you so kindly for hanging out. I appreciate you being here. And very shortly, we are going to take a quick BRB. I'm going to grab just a straight black coffee, wake myself up, and we'll continue. Because we got some news here. Including something about Steven Crowder, which is fucking hilarious. Oh, no, I'm not watching Family Guy. Fuck Family Guy. Sorry, but no. If you click on that, you can tell what scene it is. Anyway, it's just about... why not a gay black coffee? Fair point. I'll put some rainbow in it. I should get a gay mug. I need a gay mug. Hang on. I need this one. I'm so gay I can't even drink straight. Oh, fuck. I need that. Oh, fuck. No, I want my fisticuff mug, but I want it in trans or gay colors. That's what I want. There's a bunch in here. Look at these. Look at these. Sorry, I can't. I'm gay. Nobody knows I'm gay. Yep, still gay. Sometimes I slept for 10 hours straight, then 2 hours gay. I love these. These are fucking amazing. Hello, Emmy. How you doing? I can't even think straight. Born this gay. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. Sad gay. Oops, woke up gay again. Folks, I tell you, I am as straight as an arrow that you've bent in half. Pretty much. What do I love about myself? Not much. Quite a few things, actually. Personal favorite is My Gay or the Highway. I'm doing alright, I'm a little bit tired though, and I was just about to take my quick be right back, and then we'll come back, and we got some news to talk about. We got a lot of news to talk about. Let's talk about White Boy Summer, Steven Crowder, and Captain Underpants. Fuck it. There's a good idea. We'll be back in just a few moments' time. Don't go away, folks. I love your faces. Hello folks, since you told me I was not allowed to have a straight black coffee, I got the gayest coffee I possibly could, which is a vanilla latte. I got a vanilla latte instead, with some chocolate powder on top. That's kind of gay. It's a little bit gay. This is a bisexual drink, okay? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious me. Whew, okay. White Boy Summer got cancelled. Yes, it did. Sorry, you've been MIA. You don't need to apologize for anything, Emmy. Fab, thank you so kindly for the 250 bits. Holy heckin' frick. It's gay, but it's still vanilla. Fucking hell. Okay, so. Where have we been? What have we been talking about? Now you can't go away, exactly. What have I missed? Let me come back through chat a bit. Not a fan of our current form of globalization, but you are still a globalist. Your main issue is supranational, not supernatural. Supranational problems that you just don't see being able to be addressed from a national level because of the scale of the problems. Climate change, pandemics, supranational corporations manipulating national level political, economic, and ecological systems. Yeah, those all seem virtually impossible to address. And climate change is a pretty big picture topic, but the data suggests what's driving our current pattern of climate change is largely attributable to human industrial activity as opposed to natural cycles. Exactly. We shouldn't be this close to another ice age, I think is the general message there. Yes, bisexual coffee. Yes, we're going to have bisexual coffee. And yeah, we're going to talk about Stephen Chowder, Stephen Crowdchowd, Stephen chowing down on a big old pile of dog cum. Anyway, doesn't matter if it's volcanoes or factories, you pump enough GHG to the atmosphere, it turns out things start to change in our little closed system on this rock. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't know the specifics of the science behind this, honestly, but, yeah, the dog cum thing is a pretty consistent meme around Stephen Chowder. Anyway, his name isn't Chowder, it's Crowder. Anyway. What was I going to say? I'm not sure on the specifics of the science, but it feels like there are a lot of people who are very ambitious about the idea of terraforming Mars to become a livable planet, which is just going to become, even if that is possible, it's only going to become a livable planet for the wealthy that are going to move there. But it also feels like it's far outside the realm of possibility within our current technology. Like, we just simply don't have the capacity to do it, even within the next, I think it was 6 or 7 years that Musk wants to start colonizing Mars. Anyways. Supranational problem is a large... the supranational is a large problem, but I think there's a large part to be said for the bureaucracy that will be available. Don't like it, but there is going to be a certain degree of hegemony throughout the world. Well, yes. If possible, you'd like to see it not applied whatsoever. That being said, you think there's an argument for continental assemblies as well as a one-world government. At least that's how you see globalization going. Doesn't mean you like it, you're a dirty socialist. Socialism. Yeah, that and the indentured servants that they will bring along, for sure. The slaves. The slaves. We're currently on an ice age, the problem is leaving it. Are we currently on an ice age? I suppose we probably are. I get the suspicion there's not going to be much left for us in the not too distant future. So consume this content while you can, while you have the capacity to do so, while the world is still churning out pointless, frivolous garbage you can lap up to enjoy. You know, enjoy what little you have left, folks. just be completely nihilistic and hopeless. Can you ask, sorry you're not being a dick, how much effort should an individual put into not offending others? Ideally, it shouldn't be an effort to not offend others, realistically speaking. Ideally, it shouldn't be any effort at all to simply not go out of your way to target other people. To target certain groups and demonize them based on falsehoods, for example. Wealthy people need the poor. This is true. This is the core concept of capitalism. The poor requires an underclass to function. Capitalism requires an underclass to function. Sorry, not the poor. Please hit me, caffeine. Yes, be nihilistic and hopeless. This is why I'm trans, is because I gave up on the common social notion of gender because it felt stupid and pointless. So I'm just like, I'm just going to be whatever, who cares? I mean that, and it feels right to be trans. I feel like there's no point anymore, so you're going to Blockbuster to rent a videotape, perhaps Weekend at Bernie's. You love everyone you've ever met? That's bold, honestly. There are plenty of people I've met who I do not love by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm also not going to go out of my way to try to harm them, I guess, with my words or my actions. You know, I don't want to go out of my way to make people feel uncomfortable with my existence, you know, being in their space. But anyway. Weekend at Bernie Sanders's. So, shall we move on a little bit? Shall we move past this a little bit? I don't want to talk about this story. I don't like this story. That can fuck off. Hydrate, thank you, Fox. I think I need this because the coffee is still really hot. I need cold water to offset it. How about we talk a bit of politics really quickly? Or a bit of non-politics. How about we talk a bit of non-politics? I don't play Destiny. I don't play Bungie games, but I am a trans. And trans at Bungie is a new thing they've announced as of 16 hours ago. Piss poor timing. But, you know, Trans Day of Visibility, so I guess it's relevant. But the fact that it's April Fool's Day, right after Trans Day of Visibility, seems like a very, very bad idea, but that's neither here nor there. One of Bungie's core values is wanting everyone to feel that their identity is welcome. This goes for both players feeling welcome in our games and employers feeling welcome in our studio. It means evaluating our communication, listening and learning to different viewpoints, and amplifying underrepresented voices. While this is not a problem that can be solved overnight, it is an ongoing effort for Bungie employees throughout the company. Last year we shared some of the work done by Bungie's first inclusion club, Black at Bungie. And today, on International Transgender Day of Visibility, we'd like to share the efforts of another Bungie inclusion group, Trans at Bungie. While the Bungie Diversity Committee works to improve Bungie in general matters of diversity and inclusion clubs are employee-led groups empowered to make more targeted efforts. They provide employees in underrepresented groups resources and time to improve both Bungie and Destiny by bringing their unique perspective to the table. Trans at Bungie was created to connect trans and non-binary individuals and those who wish to reach out as supportive allies. And it just keeps going on, you know. You can sort of just draw the conclusion there on. Ad time? I don't run ads. I don't do ads. Maybe I should, but I don't generally run ads. But the reason I bring this up, you know, I wouldn't really bring this up because it's not. Again, I don't play Bungie games. I'm not interested in Destiny. I've never played Halo, for example, back in the day. I've never been a follower of Bungie, but this is a good thing, of course, creating an inclusion club within the company. Very, very good thing, and unshockingly, unshockingly, entirely to the shock and surprise of no one, can we not keep pushing politics into games? Cunt. This is the problem. This here be the problem. The reason that trans people have so many issues as it stands, dickheads like this think that a person being transgender is politics. And regrettably, in the current political climate, it is. But, and let's follow this up, for example. Let's continue this thread here. Bungie themselves responds to this. First, this isn't politics. Fucking based. Second, this isn't a game, this is our studio account. So they're not even talking about Destiny itself. This is the Bungie studio account. If you'd like to just follow, for instant info about Destiny 2, you can just follow Destiny the game. Which, there you go, if you want to do that. I'm going to go follow Bungie now as a studio, but I'm not really going to keep up to date with whatever Bungie's doing. Anyway, so first of all, they weren't saying anything political about games, and realistically speaking, when someone says, can we not push politics in games, what they're actually saying is, can you not put things into games that make me personally uncomfortable? Which is ridiculous. And yeah, it's literally people like Cheese Dick here who politicize people's gender identity and make it harder for trans people. Like, people like him are the reason that trans people have so many actual political issues at the moment on an actual worldwide level. And all trans at Bungie is, in this particular circumstance, is Bungie themselves saying, we've got transgender and non-binary individuals working at our company and we are creating an inclusion club for them. That's all Bungie is doing. That's the only statement they're making now. In no capacity has Bungie said, we're going to release a new DLC for Destiny, and it's going to have a special hero protagonist that you follow around who does all the cool shit. Oh, and by the way, they're transgender, and they're going to make you aware that they're transgender the entire time. By the way, new Destiny DLC, guys, the trans agenda. I don't know what Destiny actually... I mean, I know it's a sci-fi shooter. But, like, that's what this person is acting like. That's what Cheesy here is acting like. For the record, they got 50 followers. They're a fucking nobody. They're a fucking no one. And Destiny... Bungie, sorry, not Destiny. Bungie, rightfully so, felt the need to just call this fucker out and say, shut your damn mouth. Trans people existing is not political. Trans people are politicized, but trans people are not political. We're people. There's a difference. It's hard to imagine that anyone would care, and isn't that the goal? About the trans thing? Yeah, don't take his default cis male character away from him. Oh no! And I mentioned this earlier today, or yesterday, like the last few days or something like that on Twitter. I posted something to the effect of, like, there are so many games I played when I was a kid where I was like, this would be made so much better if if I was playing a female protagonist. Not entirely related, but I find it highly amusing now looking back. It's like, oh, I know why I wanted a female playable character in those games. Oh, anyway. You need to interrupt. There's many documented cases of canon lore about LGBT plus people and their relationships. I wouldn't be shocked, is the thing. I entirely would not be shocked if Bungie was full of queer characters in the lore and things like that. Because who's the lore written by? It's written by a team of people who are working on the game, right? And inevitably, some of the writing team is probably going to have at least some experience with people from that aspect of life, if not having outright queer people on the writing team, right? And of course they're going to use that to influence some of the lore they're writing. They're not going to go out of their way to make, you know, the major heroes of the game. And, like, this is the thing, whenever you make a major hero in a game like Destiny, like a huge, big MMO style, I mean, I know it's not technically an MMO, but, you know, a very big, popular online game. If you take one of the characters as, like, a focal protagonist, big hero type of character, and you say, oh, this man has a boyfriend, or this woman was born male, or you do any of those things, it's going to kick up a stink. You know, it's going to make people fuss about it, and we're gonna get dickheads like this.
Appreciates your recommendation.
Daywolf, thank you for the host, mate. The X are pretty much an allegory for the trans experience and entire race. Yeah, I only played a bit of the first one. I enjoyed what I played of it. Maybe if I played Destiny 2, I might like it. But I don't know. I can't be bothered to get into another big game like this. I can't be bothered learning the way things work. Remember how they did it in Rise of Skywalker? Oh my god, kill me. I love the way that they advertised it too. The Rise of Skywalker is going to feature the series' first gay kiss. And it's literally a glimpse of two old ladies you saw for barely any screen time throughout the entire movie, kissing in the background in such a way that could easily be cut out of the Chinese release. I wonder why they did that. You gonna head off, Fox? Have a good one. Have a good rest. Yeah, because you played a lot, you kind of feel on the defensive too. I can understand that. You know, Osiris and Saint 14 are lovers. It's probably not going to make sense to any non-Destiny players. I mean, that's fair, yeah. It's so iconic, I totally forgot about it. Hang on. Let's just, Can Can I do that? There we go. Bungie says trans rights, which is good shit. Bungie says trans rights. Oh yeah, China is massively homophobic on a social level, which is why, yeah, like Avengers Endgame, they're sitting in a little social group, Captain America and a few other people, and I think one of the characters portrayed by one of the Russo brothers, in fact, mentions he went on a date with a man recently. And that line can be changed in an international release like that. They'll always do performative gay representation in big movies, particularly those made by Disney, so that over in the West they can say, look how progressive we are, look we got a gay character, look we got this and all that. And then they can cut it out of the release and like look at the way that Disney treated Finn in Star Wars. For example, he was such a focal character in The Force Awakens, and then his role was significantly diminished in the sequels. This is because the international audience did not like the idea of a black character having such a prominent presence on screen. Disney plays it fucking safe. Is it racist against Chinese people? I mean, given that is their cultural norm that we know of, I would say it's not specifically racist as much as it's an observation. I'm not demonizing Chinese people for a cultural lack of acceptance towards queer people and black people. I'm just saying that's the way that they culturally view that kind of stuff. They're uncomfortable with it. It's not racist to say that they're uncomfortable with it. China isn't known for its treatment of LGBTQ plus people, oftentimes gay and lesbian gay/lesbian. Never mind, trans people are often put in mental health clinics and whatnot, yeah. I wouldn't even say it's a stereotype. Well, in the broader definition of what stereotypes are, yeah, in the broader sense of what stereotypes are, I suppose it is technically racist, but it's more just an observation of Chinese culture, especially with regards to the way the government enforces its culture. You know, inevitably, if Disney were to give Finn a bigger role in Star Wars, if Disney were to make Rey a lesbian, for example, and make that a pertinent point, like give her a love interest that was a woman, then China just simply wouldn't allow them to show Star Wars. And in that regard, Disney's like, well, we need that China money, so let's, curb that shit, pull it back a little bit. We'll put in a reference to something that can easily be clipped out so that we can make it more comfortable for that international audience. I dare say, even like knowing how sensorial China tends to be with distribution of information, I dare say there are probably people in China who simply don't even know that those things were even in the movies over here in the West. They don't even know that they wouldn't even know the lesbian kiss exists. They wouldn't know that the Endgame gay reference exists. They would have no clue of it. They wouldn't know the reason that Finn's role in Star Wars was reduced was because of them. Yeah, cultural versus societal. Genocide is cultural. Did I mention genocide? Critiquing Chinese culture is not equivalent to criticizing Chinese people on the basis of race. Exactly. I'm not making a criticism of the race of Chinese people. I'm simply stating that this is the way that their culture operates. Yeah, homophobia and transphobia are both rampant in low socioeconomic black communities as well, yes. And low socioeconomic white communities as well. To make that glaringly obvious statement, as if you needed any more inclination, as if you needed any further inclination to hate white people. Trust me, I've got heaps. It's interesting how a lot of the same bigotries pop up in different racial cultures, for example, and manifest in different ways. I feel like this might require further investigation though. You're white and you're starting to hate white people. Justified. It's justified. White people suck. As a white people, no, you shouldn't hate yourself on the basis of your race, but you can definitely hate the actions that your race has committed. Just watched the Matrix trilogy recently. City of Zion was great. Matrix is great. The Matrix is amazing. We need more of the Matrix. We're getting more of the Matrix. You hate yourself because you're depressed. Fair. It's like, I don't blame myself for the circumstances of my birth. That's not my fault. In the same way that I don't hate myself for being transgender. I didn't choose this. I chose to transition, most certainly, but I didn't choose to be transgender. You know? And I think there is the issue, of course, of... like there are certainly people who are trans, who are gay, who are born a certain race or whatever, who hate the fact that they are that thing because of perhaps negative stigma associated with it. Job, there you go. The choice is being authentic to yourself, yes. Yeah. And this is the thing, like, I didn't really want to get heavily into anything based on race because I feel like it's such a temperamental topic, especially on the internet, is that I don't want to start drawing the ire of whomever if I happen to slip up and make a potential comment regarding race that could be misconstrued. I kind of hate that whole thing, that whole discussion. It's rare you come here and can joke while also speaking to people with different political and racial dispositions. Exactly. It does help broaden your horizons. Don't let the internet clip you out of context. Well, can I just flagrantly state for the record, White Boy Summer is cancelled. I'm just gonna throw this out there now. White Boy Summer is cancelled. On the subject of race, White Boy Summer, friends, is cancelled. I just need my desk, sorry. Ugh, goodness me. Why did I do... Oh, no! This title may conflict with Twitch's moderation policy. Oh. Hang on. If I just go White Boy Summer... No! I can't... Whatever. Chet Hanks is cancelled. That's so annoying. I can't set it to White Boy Summer because it goes, this conflicts with Twitch's policies. And oh my god, shut up. Chet Hanks is cancelled. I could try White Boy Summer. Like, let's try that. White Boy Summer. Nope. I guess we're sticking with Chet Hanks is cancelled. He was already pretty cancelled. He's the bloke... You want to know who Chet Hanks is? He's the guy that goes around... He's the white guy that goes around speaking patois. How do you do the patois thing? Patois. It's kind of like... Is it kind of like the way that Jamaican Americans tend to speak? I think. It's like a... What is patois? Let me look it up. Patois is a speech or language that is considered non-standard, although the term is not formally defined in linguistics. Patois, P-A-T-O-I-S, can refer to pigeons, creoles, dialects, or vernaculars, not commonly to jargon or slang, which are vocabulary-based forms of cant. Is this right? Is this the right one? Maybe yeah, I think this is it. Oh, hang on. Dominican, Grenadian, St. Lucian, Trinidadian, and Venezuelan speakers of Antillean Creole call the language patois. It is also named patois in the Paria Peninsula of Venezuela and spoken since the 18th century by self-colonization of French people and Caribbean people who moved for cacao production. I don't know. Like, let's see if we can just find it. Hang on. Let's see if we can find him speaking it. Chet Hanks patois accent. Yeah, Tom Hanks' son Chet is using a Caribbean accent. Alright, let's talk about this. Let's watch this video really quick. It's 3 minutes. Let's watch this.
Tom Hanks brought all 4 of his kids to the Golden Globes on Sunday night as he was awarded with the Cecil B. DeMille Award for Lifetime Achievement. That was 29-year-old
Let's skip ahead a bit.
Son, big up the whole...
Yeah, this is what Chet Hanks is. This is what Chet Hanks is, okay?
Using patois.
Oh my god.
Big up the whole island, massive. It's your boy Chetana, coming straight from the Golden Globes, you want saying? Me father Tom Hanks presenting in a what soon forward come. Big up, tune in.
I am incredibly uncomfortable watching that footage. There's more. There's more of it. There's more. There's more of it. There is more of it. It keeps going. Chet Hanks. Stop.
Yo, big up the youth them way out of Kingston. Me wake up this morning and me see the thing turn up. Internet gone mad. Respect, you don't know. Me soon forward a yard. Booyaka, booyaka.
This is so... Oh my god. Okay, thankfully there's no more clips of that. Thankfully. Oh my god. It's so cringe. It's so cringe. Okay. But 2 days ago, interestingly, is there a video of this particular thing? Where is it? Hang on. This is not, like, he doesn't always speak like this, which is the interesting thing. Here's another video that he posted on his Instagram a couple days ago. Unless he grew up there, he didn't. And everyone lived around there and spoke, and it became his default accent. This is the most white boy appropriating shit in the world. And this is his latest debacle. He's putting this on. Yeah, he's putting this on. He has a, like, just watch.
Hey guys, look, I just wanted to tap in really quick. I just got this feeling, man, that this summer is, it's about to be a white boy summer. You know, take it how you want. I'm not talking about like Trump, NASCAR type white. I'm talking about, me, John B., Jack Harlow type white boy summer. You know what I mean? Let me know if you guys can vibe with that, and get ready, because I am.
I don't know what any of that means, what he just said, but there is more. There is more, but it doesn't end. There are further... And then, like, we'll get back to this. We'll come back to the font on the back of this hoodie. That's a thing, alright? Words came out. Words did certainly come out.
What's up, loved ones? Wow, white boy summer going up. It's fantastic. I love to see it. Thanks for making that a thing. They've been asking me, Chet, if it's going to be a white boy summer, does that make it a black queen summer for you? And I said, do you know me? Because if you did, that's all year round. Respectfully. But, if you want to know more about the white boy summer, hit the link in my bio and register for Actors Advantage, my acting community I'm dropping, where I'll be sharing all the game, all the gems on how to get into the game and actually make a living from being a working actor in film and television, if that's something you're interested in. You know what I mean? So hop on the right foot and make your next move your best move if you know what's good for you. And, everyone have a great Saturday. Peace, love, and light. Bye.
What is him doing? It just keeps going. Oh my god. Yes, Rihanna, the actual Rihanna commented 3 laughing emojis on it. I can't tell if she's can't tell if because she thinks he's a fucking idiot or because she thinks it's funny. Chet also went on to define what is and what is not white boy summer.
Hey, check this out. You know what's not white boy summer? This is the epitome of not white boy summer, is having any ill will or prejudice towards anybody from a different background, race, walk of life than you.
I mean, that's an ideal.
Having any ill will whatsoever towards anybody that's different from you, that's not white boy summer, dude. That's the shit that we gotta elevate.
Also, and, recording this while he's driving.
Get rid of. Straight
we're gonna come to that,
because,
Devin, don't worry.
The real vibes is just having nothing but good vibes towards everybody. Everybody. You know what I mean? That means everybody. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. That's white boy summer. Keep that shit player, dude. And don't get caught up in the bullshit. You know what I mean? Just stay suck-a-ducking and dummy dodging at all times.
The fuck are any of these words? And yes, you're absolutely right, Devin. Violent split with ex caught on video. And Chet Hanks, yes, indeed, we'll come back around to this whole story. There is a video of a bloodied Chet Hanks. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that. And he did apparently call her a racial slur in that circumstance. It keeps going, folks. It's not done yet. There was a whole thing where he was laying out like he was walking along the street somewhere in Venice Beach by the look of it, explaining more about what is white boy summer. But then there's this thing WBS merch link in bio. It ain't a real white boy summer if you're not rocking a hoodie in a Los Angeles heat summer. But okay. Anyway.
Hey, Payback, that's some nice merch you got there.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, the white boy summer merch, dude.
That shit hard.
Yeah, it's tight, right?
Yeah.
Hey, check this out, look.
It's hard. It's...
Oh, you got the shirt too?
Yeah, dude.
What does that look like to you folks?
That goes hard.
We got like leggings for girls, everything. Yeah, dude.
What does that look like?
Yeah, I
what does
just
that
wanted
merch
people
look
to
like
check
to you?
it out, you know what I mean?
What's up with the jorts though?
Hey, don't diss jorts.
Jorts are white boy summer, dude. Like, I let the people decide, and they said it's good, so, you know, the jorts are in.
Okay,
it makes him look a bit like a white supremacist.
For sure. Some white boy summer jorts.
Yeah, you know.
All right, enough of that. Enough of watching Chet Hanks for a second, and let's talk about the font. Let's talk about the hoodie. Let's talk about the shirt. Let's talk about Tom Hanks' son criticized for using a racist font on his merchandise collection. Now, you know, you got to think about, you know, the fact that he's rambling on about the whole don't be disrespecting people because of the circumstances of their birth, basically. Chet Hanks merchandise called White Boy Summer uses a Gothic-style font that is close to one used by white nationalists. Hello, Zerinaxu, how you doing? We are cancelling Chet Hanks tonight. Chet Hanks, son of Hollywood actor Tom Hanks, you might have heard of him, has been criticized for using a racist font on his new collection of merchandise, which is also controversially called White Boy Summer. Now, for the record, I don't think the term White Boy Summer is necessarily racist. Tacky, bad taste comes across as like a 14-year-old white kid trying to be hip and with it with his friends of color, perhaps. Most certainly, it comes across as incredibly cringe. But I don't think the phrase White Boy Summer is explicitly racist on its own merit. It certainly could go the Pepe route of things, though. Most definitely. Let me tell you right now, with Chet Hanks causing a bit of controversy around this whole thing, I guarantee you white supremacists are going to jump on this like crazy, if they have not already. His black and white range of clothes, which includes hoodies, t-shirts, shorts, tank tops, leggings, caps, and bike shorts, and is some of the most boring merch I've ever seen, probably massively overpriced, has been called out online for its use of a Gothic style font that is close to the one used by white nationalists. It's also similar to the Fracta fonts, which were used in Nazi Germany most prominently on the cover of Hitler's Mein Kampf. Let me just quickly have a look really quickly. Mein Kampf feature. Mein Kampf. Yeah, like if we look at... Am I allowed to show this? On Booktopia, if you look at the cover of Mein Kampf, there's that font. There is that font. That's very, very, very similar. But anyway. Where were we? So, unfortunately, the merch looks aggressively racist, wrote one commentator on Twitter. I like how we're using commentators on Twitter in articles nowadays. You know, we're just using somebody's response. Well, I suppose they're verified, but they've only got like 6,000 followers. But still, we're using people on Twitter as verifiable sources of information. While another wrote, Jesus, when I think of typefaces white people should avoid, anything remotely calligraphic / black letter looking pops immediately to mind, especially if it's going to include the word white. While on Hanks' official Instagram, a user said, Proud Boys are going to buy these the fuck up, absolutely. The Proud Boys are a far-right US group, and in September, fashion line Fred Perry withdrew their polo shirts which had been adopted by them. Fred Perry withdraws polo shirt adopted by far-right Proud Boys. Is there a picture of the shirt? Fashion brand has pulled one of its famous polo shirt designs after it became associated with a far-right organization. I do wonder if Chet Hanks is going to do the same thing. There's no picture of the shirt. Is it just a polo shirt? Is it just a regular-ass polo shirt that they've adopted? Is it this one? I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Anyway. Oh, here we go. I didn't know this. Look, the cringe continues. Hanks, who raps under the moniker Chet Hayes and has acted in the TV shows Shameless and Empire, came up with the term White Boy Summer on Friday, a play on the Megan Thee Stallion song from 2019, Hot Girl Summer. Like, dude, you're going to do a parody of a song and you're going to do the most baselessly like, it's hot girl summer. So why did you decide to go the route of white boy summer? Why not hot boy summer? That would be significantly less on the nose. Honestly, that would be significantly less outwardly racist seeming. Chet has a daughter? Oh, this is entirely a hopeless situation. Jesus Christ. I just got this feeling, man, that this summer it's about to be a white boy summer, and then yeah. In a video posted a few days later, he clarified, it's not white boy summer, not having any ill will, yep. On Tuesday, Hanks announced he was launching a range of Black Queen summer merchandise using the same font. I want to see some white boys and some black queens wearing each other's shirts, he said in a video. This is so bad. The black and yellow polo is the Proud Boys polo. Okay, that would make sense. That is their colors. Hanks, who previously went viral in January of 2020 for using a Jamaican accent at the Golden Globes, cringe, when his father won the Cecil B. DeMille Award, is launching an online acting class, The Actor's Advantage. The Guardian approached him for comment. Unshockingly, he didn't respond. More than likely, at least, it seems. We do not need to look any further into dystopian robot dogs. We'll come back around to Steven Crowder in a minute as well. And it gets worse. The situation gets worse as of yesterday. This article was posted on TMZ. I know, I'm doing entertainment news now. I'm doing Hollywood news now. What is wrong with me, dude? Like, the fuck? I'm doing Hollywood news. But it's amusing. It's very highly amusing. I'm going to become one of those dumb react channels. Anyway, Chet Hanks and an ex-girlfriend are at war over a volatile relationship that recently ended, with both of them slinging allegations of violence. And there's video of a bloodied Hanks, which we've seen the picture. I'm not going to show it again. TMZ has obtained video of what Chet says is the end of an altercation between him and his ex Kiana Parker that turned violent back on January 8 at Chet's place in Sugarland, Texas. I was going to say, is that it? But that's Windsor Court Hotel. I don't know if that's the same situation. Chet turns the camera on Kiana when she appears to swipe at him as she holds a pot, with a bloody Chet reappearing in the next frame saying she charged at him with the knife, something Kiana denies. Chet's not the only one to claim violence. Kiana got a restraining order against Chet in January, alleging he roughed her up on multiple occasions between October and January of 2020 and 2021. During one incident, while the couple was in New Orleans for Chet to shoot Your Honor, Kiana claims he became enraged when she said she was going to leave their room at the Windsor Court Hotel. That's why that's there, grabbing her wrists and arms and flinging her around to keep her in the room. Yikes. Chet denies the allegations and says he never even knew she went to court for a TRO. So here we go. Here we get to the racism. You want the racism? She says tables were knocked over and he chucked a bottle of water at her, or chucked a bottle at her, sorry, even claiming he chased her down the hallway in his boxers. She also alleges that he told her that no one would believe her because she was just a... Those words? No, I'm not saying Chet is cool. And he was Chet Hanks, who is a fucking laughing stock. Literally the only time I've ever heard of Chet Hanks in any sort of recent memory has been literally everyone laughing at him. Other than that, if I were to bring Chet Hanks up in conversation, nobody would know who he is. But he called his now ex-girlfriend this phrase that I'm not going to read out. Context. For his part, Chet filed a lawsuit against Kiana over January's bloody face incident. He says it started when he broke things off with Kiana after learning she'd allegedly been stealing from him, racking up thousands of dollars on his credit cards and making off with a ton of his property too. Goes on to claim Kiana showed up that day with 3 men, one of whom says flashed a gun at him. He's suing her for assault and battery, theft, and return of the money she allegedly stole from him. And then we get the white boy summer thing. Chet shares a child with another black woman named Tiffany, and just recently he alluded to the fact that he's really into black women, as he offered up a follow-up explainer to his controversial white boy summer clip. Yeah, that's not a good look. You couple the white boy summer announcement with the recent departure from a relationship with a black woman, and then he immediately needs to backpedal and add the context of like, oh yeah, it's also a black queen summer as well. It's like, dude, this is some bad shit. This is not a good look shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is... I believe the phrase yikes applies here. At least one yike applies here. Yeah, he has a child. Kiana Kiana is under a doctor's care at the moment. She's tried serving Chet to no avail, even having gone as far as to reach out to his parents, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, over the TRO she's trying to make permanent. It's a yikes from me, bro. Yeah, this is a fat yikes. Hanks' lawyer Marty Singer tells TMZ the day after Chet Hanks confronted Kiana Parker about stealing money from his credit card while Ms. Parker was accompanied by a huge male carrying a gun, she viciously attacked Chet with a knife which caused him to profusely bleed. It is all on video, and the undisputed video tells the whole story. Her claims are completely false, fabricated, and fictional. Well, there we go. Did she know he was making the White Boy Summer before they broke up? Then they broke up? No, well, like, I mean, the video of the White Boy Summer thing came out just a few days ago, whereas apparently the breakup happened in January. So, you know, it's just like the whole concept of like what the fuck is White Boy Summer has got me like completely. I don't even know. I don't even know. You just start with the White Boy Summer thing. It's feeling like a White Boy Summer, that first clip, and then there's just a whole spiral out of control. Gigas, that's for you. This is for me. Thank you kindly. Yeah, like once you unpack the whole backstory to this whole thing, it becomes wildly fucked up and incredibly racist. It looks really fucking racist. Like, he breaks up with a black girl in a violent altercation in which it is proclaimed that he was using racial slurs against her. Right? You've got that first aspect of things. Then he posts this Instagram story, feeling like a White Boy Summer. And then a little while later, he goes on to explain what White Boy Summer is and conveniently mentions how you shouldn't be, you know, demeaning or demoralizing or dehumanizing anyone, no matter the circumstances of their birth, right? Especially bringing up race and so on. And then a short time after that, suddenly we've got a merch drop. We've got a merch drop which is black clothing with a white gothic font on it that says White Boy Summer that comes across very, 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 very Proud Boy, Nazi, fashy looking. All while peddling the idea that, you know, the White Boy Summer, whatever the fuck that is, I guess it's just a branding opportunity. Realistically speaking, that's all it is. It's a shitty branding opportunity. It's supposed to be this movement of acceptance. It's a wild ride. This is the son of Tom Hanks, for God's sake. This is the child of Tom Hanks. And he's doing this shit. Like, what the fuck? Oh no, it gets worse. Oh no. Fuck it, I'm just an entertainment streamer now. I'm just gonna like... Chet Hanks, aka Chet Hayes or Chester M. Hanks, rapper and son of beloved actor Tom Hanks, regrettable son of Tom Hanks, will say the N-word whenever he pleases. This image is no longer available. Early this morning, Chet posted this video on Instagram. It looks like it's unavailable, so I can't even watch it. Defending his right to use the word, he captioned it with this endless rant. Oh, good lord. This gets worse. He's deleted it. Of course he's deleted it. Can we get some F's in chat for the deleted footage? If I say the word N with an A, I say it amongst people who I love and who love me. If I say fuck y'all hating ass NAs, it's because that's really how I felt at the time, and I don't accept society getting to decide what anybody can or can't say. That's something we call free speech. That's not what free speech is. Now, I understand the older generation who grew up in the Jim Crow era might have strong feelings. I'm pretty sure it's Jim Crow with no E on the end. Against this, and that's understandable. But what I'm saying is this is 2015, so this is old. This is old news. This is 2015, and we are still literally being killed by a racist and fucked up system. You're not very rich, privileged white boy. You're not being killed by a racist and privileged, and fucked up system. You're not being affected by the use of the N slur. Even though this is the variant of the N-word that is commonly used among the black community as more of a term of endearment than a slur, but that's beside the point. And we have also reached a point where the word can no longer have a negative connotation if we so choose, among people in that community. And who is to say only black people can use it? The way I see it, it's a word that unifies the culture of hip-hop across all races. Okay, step the fuck back for a second. This, Chet Hanks, how old is this man? How old is this man? Jesus Christ, what is his age? He's a year younger than me. I'm gonna concede something to you, my friends. I am going to concede something to you right now. I used to think like this when I was 14. You know who was really super popular when I was 14? John Cena. You know what John Cena's angle in wrestling was when I was 14? He was a white boy rapper. And in my head, you know, I got into hip-hop partly because of John Cena in a lot of ways. Started listening to a lot more of it, and I started listening to a lot of black artists. And you hear the N-word being thrown around, and you normalize that shit. Yeah, John Cena was a rapper, and honestly, some of his songs are legit. Fucking legit. But anyway, he released a whole album, Doctor of Thugonomics. I think he released 2 albums. And, yeah, when I was 14, I was thinking this exact shit. I was an early teenager, mate. You are a 30-year-old man. 25 as of this particular thing. Like, fucking Christ, dude. 30-year-old man who's still saying, oh, it's a hip-hop cultural thing. Actually, kind of a beautiful thing. It's a word that can be used out of camaraderie and love, not just exclusively for black people. What's the point in putting up all these built-up rules about it? It's time to let go. It's so easy for a white person to say this shit. Especially if they happen to have friends in the black community, which I don't doubt he does. You know, I don't doubt he does have black friends who have maybe even, you know, given him the N-word pass or things like that. But it's the way he's going about this is so blatantly privileged. So flagrantly privileged. It's ridiculous. This is the very, and you know, not to mention the fact that, again, son of Tom fucking Hanks. Right? This is one of the most privileged people on the planet. So detached from the reality of the world. And he has a black daughter as well. What's she gonna think of this kind of behavior when she's older? He's permanently 19. That's a good point. He seems like someone who never grew out of being a teenager. White people don't get to drop the N-word for the same reason straight people don't get to drop the F slur. Yeah, exactly. Hell, I'm literally a gay trans woman. And I made a joke about... No, I didn't make a joke, actually. I made a statement that used the F slur in an impactful way because that was the point that I was trying to make about how trans people are treated and how gay people are treated. About gay violence. Violence against gay people. So I used that word in that context. I feel immense guilt over it. I don't want to have that associated with me, but it also, in that particular moment, it felt like it needed to be said for the purposes of the context of the conversation we were having. And I feel particular guilt over that as a gay person. But anyway, neither here nor there. Where were we? You can hate me or love me for it, but nobody can tell me what I can or can't say. It's got nothing to do with trying to be a thug. Like, nobody can tell you what you can or can't say, but don't be surprised if, like, the repercussions of saying shit like that come back to haunt you. It's got nothing to do with trying to be a thug. Thug is a racist term against black people, for the record. It's about the culture of the music, and that's all I have to say about that. Lol. It's all love. Some people will get it, some people won't. Either way, I'm gonna keep living my life however the fuck I want. This motherfucker needs to be slapped. He does need to be slapped. Isaac Butterfield can't get any worse. Thinks mashed banana on toast is good. Oh my god, I want to vomit. 99% of the time, the F slur is going to get a hard stinker. Yeah, understandably so. Because the hard F's, like, well, there's no such thing as a hard F, I suppose. But the F slur, generally speaking, is still used in an incredibly hateful manner. It is nowhere near the level of reclamation that the N-word has been reclaimed. Because... well, it's hard to say why that is, actually. Because it's not like gay people are new. You know, it's not like... I don't know. I guess the way that culture develops. The way that language develops. I think... I don't know, actually. Like, the concepts around why certain slurs might be reclaimed. You know, the concepts around why certain slurs might be reclaimed is a tricky discussion to have. Because... I couldn't specifically tell you why the black community reclaimed the N-word. I mean, it's certainly a measure of empowerment, most certainly. Because then you can take away something that was weaponized against you and then use it to empower yourself. And I think I've seen some queer people use the F-slur in the same context. You know, you basically, you turn it into a joke, you strip it of its power. But you can only really strip something of its power if you are somebody who's had that power used against you. Excuse me. So there is someone on Twitter who I see who uses the F slur quite routinely in reference to themselves, and in their particular context, they're using it to disempower it. They're taking away the energy that it might have. If someone calls them the F slur, it's just like, well, like 2 tweets ago, I called myself that, so what's your point? You know? Asexual pride. Yes. There you go. Would never take Cena seriously. Still, the Attitude Era was when you first got Sky Television, and the A-Action figure Cena is weak sauce compared to Steve Austin. Interestingly, before Cena, there was another white rapper gimmick in the tag team, Too Cool. Oh, yeah, I remember Too Cool a little bit. Was it Scotty Too Hottie? Yeah, Scotty Too Hottie, yeah. Want to see mentally handicapped people reclaim the art? Some of them have. That's the thing, some of them have. It depends. It's just not as prevalent as the N-word soft A, I suppose. It's not as prevalent as the reclamation of the N-word, which, as Sneck has pointed out, it was from the teachings of Malcolm X, the reclamation of the N-word, propagated by MLK at some point. Well, that's honestly good, you know. Let's have a look. Reappropriation, reclamation, and commodification of the N-word. This is not the one, I don't think. This is by someone called Julius Freeman. Let's have a gander here. I'm just like looking to see if I can find the specific thing you're talking about. Oh, gross. There's a Daily Mail article in here. Anyway. You're autistic and you really like using the R slur? I mean, that's where I find it tricky. That's where I find it particularly tricky, because I've used it in reference to myself knowing I'm autistic, right? But I'm not a severely autistic person, is the thing. So, generally speaking, I can pass as neurotypical on a good day. If I put enough effort into it. There are still a lot of things I do when especially when I'm energy drained, I tend to autistic it up a lot more, I suppose, if that makes sense. A lot of my common traits, my more visible traits start to come through when I'm just like drained and overwhelmed, especially like sensory overwhelmed. But yeah, I feel like someone who is more visibly disabled reclaiming the R slur would be able to get away with it more than somebody who's generally physically and mentally able passing, if that makes sense. Hello, Tony Cruz. How's it going? Did I know the word thug comes from India? The term Thuggee or Tugis were a Kali cult who were a criminal group who were the Indian equivalent of the Chinese Tong or the Japanese Yakuza. I did not know that. Anyway. So, shall we... We'll do one more bit of Chet Hanks, and then we'll stop with Chet Hanks for a bit. We'll stop with Chet Hanks. Okay. Tom Hanks' son Chet Hanks posted a bizarre Trump rant in a Caribbean accent. With Jamaican accent in bizarre video celebrating Biden win.
Hey guys, I just want to say that, you know, like now that Trump's leaving office, I think it's important to remember that he was the president, so we should show some respect. Clot. Them Ross. Donald no one wrong but big boss man Biden. Them Ross. Clot boy. Go suck una mother.
I have decided that I would like to die. I'm done. I quit. I don't want to be a part of society anymore. I'm gonna go live in the woods. I'm just gonna like start knitting leaves together to make clothes. Or a noose. I'm just, oh my god! This is so bad. Sorry, I'm peeking the microphone. I need a better microphone. Donate to the Rogue Bitch and needs a new microphone fund. Which you can do by giving me money on PayPal. Buy me a coffee so I can get a new microphone so I don't peek it when I go, ah! Anyway. For fuck's sake, chat. For fuck's sake, chat. That's all I gotta say. That's all I got, chat. For fuck's sake.
On you.
Well, I mean, I'll take 1,000 bits. Thank you, Job. Thank you so kindly. You fucking legend, you. For fuck's sake, chat. That's a video. It's a leftist thing. It's a legit thing. It's a legit thing. You want to invest knitted from leaves, please? I at least want a piece of clothing that looks like it's knitted from leaves. I want something I can chuck in the washing machine. $10 worth of bits, Job. You fucking legend. What a legend. For that, you get to look at my trans flag a little bit that I just got today. Look at it. Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? I need to put it in a better position where you can see the whole flag though, because it's behind my mirror and that's not really very poggers. That's not really very poggers. I actually am kind of tempted to drape it behind this. Maybe. Maybe behind all of this stuff? What do you think? Might tack it up there instead. At the moment it's just hanging above my head on some thumbtacks. Hanging above my bed. Hanging above my bed head on some thumbtacks. But like I want to get some lights on these shelves, and then like if I put the trans flag behind it, the lights would illuminate the stuff on the shelves and the flag, and it'd look lit. Litty fam. Would look absolutely bomb-diada. No, kill me please. Kill me please, Chet Hanks. Fucking Christ. Anyway. Christ on a cock. As the kids say, litty titty. What graphic have I got on my shirt? It is a Harley Quinn. It's a Harley Quinn. No, let's back it up a little bit. Ah. There we go. Harley Quinn. What's up, Solus? How you going? Making it in time for my OnlyFans stream. It's just the same content on OnlyFans, except I read a ton more Nietzsche. That's literally, my OnlyFans content is just me reading the same Nietzsche texts over and over again. And I just wear different clothes. Oh, my thing isn't. It's been fun hanging out. I'm not Chet. I'm not Chet. Thank God I'm not Chet. Oh, you're gonna bail. Have a good one, Snack. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you being here so much. But yeah, we're done with Chet Hanks for one night, I think. We're done with Chet Hanks. I do not need Chet Hanks in my life anymore. No one needs Chet Hanks. Brass Knuckles mug. Speaking of mug. Speaking of mugs. Steven Crowder has been removed from the YouTube Partner Program. Can we get some poggers in chat? Can we get some poggers in chat? Steven Crowder has been removed from the YouTube Partner Program. Not that it's going to make a difference. The reason why the mug is relevant in this particular circumstance is because Crowder makes a ton of money from Mug Club, where he quite literally sells a mug that says Mug Club or says Louder with Crowder on it or whatever it says for $100. 100 United States dollars. You can sign up to be a part of Steven Crowder's Mug Club and you get a mug. That's fucking it. That's what you get, a fucking mug. YouTube has removed Steven Crowder from its partner program indefinitely. He'll be back in a week. As far as I know, I clicked on one of his videos today. Like, his channel is still there, I guess? I don't know. Steven is a mug. He's a fucking mug. Hang on. Is he still on there? I swear I saw something that suggested his account was suspended. No, he's still there. Steven Crowder is still there. This was as of 2 days ago. This was posted. Or, yeah, 2 days ago. 2 weeks ago, after YouTube revealed its definition of hate speech was so narrow that it couldn't remove a wildly racist tirade for being wildly racist, we wondered out loud what it would take for YouTube to stop promoting conservative commentator Steven Crowder as an official YouTube partner and allowing him to profit from those tirades. Now, let's make one thing perfectly clear. Ad revenue on YouTube is dog shit, or dog cum, as Steven Crowder loves to consume dog cum by the gallon. Anyway, Ad revenue is shit. It means virtually nothing, so Crowder losing that tiny bit of income is probably not going to hit him that hard. Let's be honest with ourselves. Anyway, today we have a partial answer. YouTube has officially suspended Steven Crowder's main channel from the YouTube Partner Program indefinitely, which includes removing his ability to run ads. It also bans him from uploading videos for a full week after his latest infraction. So his channel is still there. He can't upload any new videos. If I recall correctly, there was actually a video on his alternate channel. He has a second channel where he uploaded a video addressing the situation. Oh yeah, here we go. If I just kept reading. It's also, yeah, a now removed video that reportedly challenged the legitimacy of the vote in Nevada. YouTube has a policy against false claims that the election was stolen. Crowder has already announced his intent to upload videos on his other channel. Where is it? Oh, I've just clicked away from the thing I was on. Already announced his intent to upload on his Crowder Bits channel. So here we go. Here's the clip, I suppose.
There, Crowder Bits. I think this is the first time I've ever done a cell phone video to Crowder Bits. And for those of you who don't know, that's because I've been suspended from YouTube, I guess banned temporarily. Just logged into my email yesterday to find out that we had a strike that wasn't a real strike before for our COVID anniversary video, 15 days to flatten the curve. All the sources are available at loudwithcrowder.com, including the CDC and WHO, which apparently is fake news, can't be used now. And yesterday, YouTube...
yeah, what the fuck is he wearing? Why did he have to put on his gun holster to record this video? So he can't use a camera now that he's been... he's not allowed to use a camera.
Considered a community guideline.
Hang on a second. Let's turn the volume up on this one because I can barely hear it. No! Fucking Christ.
Strike and took down our episode where we specifically visited a... And I wanted
to... why is he dressed like Nathan Drake? Like, literally.
Hear about this here? This isn't... We've never alleged that the election was won by Donald Trump because we can't. We've never alleged that there was widespread voter fraud that changed the outcome of the election.
I hate to say that. I hate to just assume here. I hate to just go out of my way and just make an assumption here with no evidence whatsoever. I guarantee he's lying through his fucking teeth. I guarantee you there's got to be some footage. There's got to be a segment that he's done where all the things he's saying they never did are things he absolutely flagrantly did. He's one of those kinds of people where it's like, oh, I never said this. I never did this. You can't prove it. And they've probably gone back and scrubbed the footage of when it happened, whether it was his live streams or whether it was his video uploads. He's one of those kind of people who will just twist the narrative and say, oh, I never said that, despite the fact that he flagrantly did.
Because we can't.
100% sure of it.
You're also not even allowed to express an opinion to that extent. But what was removed was a Nevada episode where we actually sent employees to locations where we looked at voter rolls, cross-referenced them with deliverable addresses, and took video with a copy of that day's paper at those addresses to say that there is at least some brokenness in the capacity as it relates to those addresses. That is now considered a violation of YouTube's guidelines. So I want to be...
Yeah, because you're trying to prove voter fraud, Stephen. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to prove voter fraud. You're trying to claim that the election wasn't won adequately, and yada, yada, yada. Okay? Why aren't I invisible? Because it didn't work. They did trans day of visibility, and now we're all visible. It's permanent now. It's just permanent now. We don't have a choice, so sorry. Anyway, here's YouTube's statement about Crowder. We're done with watching his little shitty video. His intent to upload videos on his Crowder Bits channel. Here's YouTube's statement. In order to monetize on YouTube, channels must comply with the YouTube Partner Program policies, which include our community guidelines, Google AdSense program policies, and advertiser-friendly guidelines. Channels that repeatedly violate our policies are suspended from the Partner Program. In addition, we removed a video from Steven Crowder's channel for violating our presidential election integrity policy and applied a strike, meaning uploads are suspended for 1 week. While YouTube isn't telling us which straw broke the camel's back when it comes to... Oh my goodness. Ultimate Reality, thank you for the host. How are you doing? How's it going? Where were we? I've lost track. Crowder down. Can we get some Crowder downs in chat? Can we get some threes in chat? What YouTube isn't telling us while YouTube isn't telling us which straw broke the camel's back when it comes to the YouTube Partner Program and his ability to run ads, the company did point us towards two specific guidelines around controversial issues and sensitive events and harmful and dangerous acts. I would have guessed that awful racist tirades would have already broken the YouTube Partner Program's hateful and derogatory content policy, but I guess I shouldn't read too much into that. It's not the first time Crowder's been removed from the YouTube Partner Program. Last time it took him just over a year to come back. So, I'm not going to read through all that shit. Anyway, what's the bet? Taking all bets, folks. How long is it going to be before he comes back to the YouTube Partner Program? And go! Drop him in chat. How long do you think he's got before he comes back to the YouTube Partner Program swinging? Not that it matters. Again, ad revenue is piss weak. But at a channel of his size where he's what? He's got nearly 6 million subscribers on the site. And his videos, quite a few of them break 1 million views. So, like, you know, he's definitely bringing some ad revenue to the platform, which is why he would have been let back into the partner program in the first place. Because, you know, YouTube would look at that and say, oh yeah, there's actually, we're making money off him, so it's probably a good idea that we let him back into the partner program for the money, because now his only source of revenue for himself is to sell Mug Club and sell merch and whatever else it is that he does that makes money for him, and none of that money, of course, is going to YouTube, and YouTube's going to look at it eventually and be like, we're losing money here, let Crowder back at the partner program. 2 years maybe? Let him back in before midterms in November 2022. No more water left. 6 months if he bends over and takes it. Perhaps. Should allege fake vote all over again? Well, there's that. Oh my goodness! Tumble Dryer Maya, how's it hanging? How's it hanging? Hello friends, hello folks, what's going on? What's happening? How's it going? We just finished ranting about Steven Crowder. I guess we're kind of done with Steven Crowder. There's nothing really else I can say there. It's mildly amusing that he lost his partnership, but it's ultimately not going to affect him in such a huge capacity. How was your stream tonight? What'd you get up to? Tell us all about it. Can I do it? Do I know how to do a shout out? I do know how to do a shout out. Bit of the politics, a bit of the old politics. Do tell us what was on the agenda for tonight. I need to work out what's on the agenda for me tomorrow night. Steven Crowder, thank you, sir. May I please have another? May I have another? You just slightly on cooldown for 0 seconds. I sniped you. Draco. I got in there early. I should do something for raids. I should do something for all of my alerts and stuff like that. Crowder, I hardly know her. No, you're creating your own fictional right-winger Stephen Munda who hosts his show Chunder with Munda. Wasn't there a bit that Philosophy Tube did, where she created a character that was based on like an Australian commentator or something, and the kind of language used was supposed to be a piss take of that particular commentator, and some people got offended because they didn't realize it was a parody of an existing character. Anyway, it was great. Spoke about how the UK government found that the UK government isn't racist. Oh, so it's like cops investigating cops. Actually, there's a topic. Can't take down was a video. I'll have to look at that. Give me a second. No, not that one. There's an interesting discussion actually. Parodies that are too topical age poorly. Well, true. I have not watched Rake. No, I have not. But you've actually, you know, the idea of, you know, the government investigating the government and finding that the government has done nothing wrong. Well, I mean, it reeks of what's going on in Australian Parliament right now, what with all the sexual assault allegations happening. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, let me bring up The Guardian really quickly, because if I'm not incorrect, that bloody bloke what was taking upskirt photos of girls has been exonerated. Maybe. I can't see I swear I saw something. But the situation surrounding the George Floyd case. Derek Chauvin is currently going through trial in Minneapolis. You know who Derek Chauvin is. You are well aware of who Derek Chauvin is. And that's going to be an interesting story to follow. I might actually cover that tomorrow night. we might go over that, because that definitely reeks of a case of cops trialing cops, cops investigating cops, cops being witnesses to the murder committed at the hands of cops, and then the cops offering up certain points of view that are not entirely in line with reality. Sounds like Alex Simmons being cleared up here in Scotland. Let me have a look at who Alex Simmons is. Have you got a link to something in that regard? Because I'm all for learning more about corruption in politics. It's great to look at the world in which we live and say, oh, this is shit. You're drifting off, Emmy. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. Yes, cops stopping firefighters from performing resuscitations. Cops, we really quite frankly very severely need to take cops out of the narrative that is portrayed to children around like the three primary life-saving groups in society. You know, your firefighters, your medical, like paramedics and things like that, and police. You know, you got the three major lifesavers in society, and more often than not it is proven that cops are quite frankly not lifesavers. They are life takers. Remember when you didn't know the world was a shit place? Oh, I always knew. I just didn't look deeply into it. I was nihilistic. I was happy in my ignorance because I knew there was some shit going down. But at the same time, I was like, oh, well, the world's going to end eventually anyway. This is perfect. Thank you, Fallen, for reminding us that we live in Six-Head World. The Alex Salmond controversy. Okay, not Alex Simmons. Alex Salmond. After weeks of legal wrangling, the former First Minister is due to appear before a Holyrood inquiry. Holyrood inquiry. What is the Salmond controversy about? In August 2018, news leaked that the Scottish Government had investigated 2 allegations of sexual misconduct against Alex Salmond while he was First Minister. Salmon. I like salmon. I should get some salmon. Daria was fucking great, dude. Daria defines my life. It did so under new rules introduced due to the Me Too movement, which allowed retrospective investigations into former ministers. Its findings were passed on to Police Scotland, which launched its own investigation. I'm just like interpreting the words the way that I think they should be read. I may have to talk to, like, who do you talk to about dyslexia? I'm beginning to suspect I might be dyslexic. Because of the way, like, I just read certain words, and though they are generally synonymous words, they're not the words that are in the article. Like, I'm reading things and I'm, like, just interpreting the language without, you know, I'm not reading properly. I do that with my own scripts, actually, while I'm going through my video essays. I'll notice as I'll have my script open while I'm editing, so I can like check for if I've left notes on editing or whatever in the script, and I'll play a section. I'm like, I didn't say anything like that in there because I interpreted my own words in a different way to what the teleprompter said. I don't know why I do this. Anyway, Salmond denied the allegations, resigned from the Scottish National Party, and immediately took the Scottish Government to court, accusing it of abusive process. In January 2019, the Court of Session in Edinburgh ruled the government inquiry was unlawful because the lead investigator had prior contact with the complainers. Leslie Evans, the permanent secretary, admitted it was tainted by apparent bias. This is a whole scenario. Is there a politics movement to turn Aussie cops into unarmed police as seen in New Zealand and the UK? I don't think quite yet, but we may be heading in that direction. Australian policing is at least marginally better than the policing in the United States. At the very least. Australian cops are required to have a degree, which means at least 4 to 8 years of university before they can actually be a cop. So that's a good thing, I guess. Salmond was found with worms. Oh wait, wrong controversy. And yeah, the Matt Gaetz thing. There's so much. I need sources on, like, I mean, I have a source on the Matt Gaetz thing. I've got a New York Times article on the Matt Gaetz thing. I need to expand my avenues of news collection, quite frankly. I need to have a list of bookmarked news sites that I routinely go to find this stuff. Chloe, hello, lovely. How you going? I've been meaning to raid you recently, actually. How are you going? What's going on? So wait. We were talking about what happened next. This is amusing. This highly amuses me. We've got Alex Salmond. And then a little bit further down, we've got Nicola Sturgeon. This is a joke, right? This isn't... Scotland isn't a real place. This is made up, isn't it? Somebody made up Scotland, and everyone who lives there has the name of a fish. For some reason. Somebody made a country up, and then gave everyone the surnames that are fish. This is a parody. This can't be real. Fish-based politics. Who's going to be next? Jonathan Codd? Like, look, if we go a little bit further down here, James Halibut. Oh, wait, it says James Hamilton. Whatever, close enough. Something fishy's going on. The world in which we live just is... I'm just gonna go back to doing my nails on stream. I did that once. I'm just gonna become a nail painting streamer and ignore how stupid our world is. Everything is so dumb. I'm gonna change the title to Why is Scotland Fish? The UK Prime Minister is a serial love rat. When he was London Mayor, he was married and had 2 mistresses. Now there's rumours his girlfriend might be divorcing him too, even though his real wife had been estranged from him since 2015. Would I paint your nails? I'd paint your nails if you wanted me to paint your nails. Absolutely. I now have a little amethyst necklace wrapped around my hands because I need to fidget with something. I'm getting fidgety and I need to fidget with something. Let's keep going with this nonsense. I guess this will be our wrap-up story for the night. We can do the Matt Gaetz thing tomorrow if you want. Matt Gaetz is said to face Justice Department inquiry over sex with an underage girl. This bloke, who I posted on Twitter, I'm just going to throw this out. I mean, maybe we can just drop the Scotland thing because we're sort of at the tail end of things. I just posted this. Let's just ramble a little bit. I posted this picture on Twitter and I said, this man looks like a supervillain out of costume. Am I incorrect? This man looks like a supervillain from a Marvel movie before he is suited up. Look at him. Look at this, look at this dude. I hate his face. I hate everything about him. He looks evil. What an amazing forehead. He kind of looks like he looks like a deep fake. This guy looks like a deep fake. He's a store brand Thanos. Pre-makeup Joker. Oh my god. Okay. Get off my fingers. Okay. This dude has the keys to a space laser that can destroy planets. Okay. Alright. Let's fuck around a bit. Discount Army Hammer. Alright, we're going to do some art to wrap the stream up here. We're just going to do like this. There we go. Okay, so we're going to zoom in here. Let's start off with the face here. Let's just select. I could probably do this a little bit more efficiently, but I'm just going to do selection tool. Wish this was a deep fake. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the brightness up a little bit. Take the brightness up and maybe the contrast up a little bit as well. And then we're going to go into saturation. We're going to drop the saturation way down. Maybe not that low. Maybe we'll make him like pallid, but not completely grayscale. Select none. Then we're going to go... Gaetz does look like a pedo. He's one of those people where it's like, you know, you can just tell they are a pedo by looking at them. Alright, let's add a layer here. What we're going to do, we're going to take this brush. That's way too big. I'm going to take this brush. We're going to get some red. And we're just going to do this. Just over his lips. And we're going to like bring it out a little bit. Like that. I'm going to blur that. I'm going to Gaussian blur that. And then we're going to take this over here. We're going to change it to maybe hard light. No, that's a bit much. Vivid. No. Pin light. No. Okay, I think soft light may have to be... That's not enough. Okay, that's not enough. All right, we gotta go bigger and bolder. Why is it pixelated? I don't know why this is pixelated. Okay, let's like bring this over here a bit. It's a bit wanky. There we go. And then we'll do the blur again, but we'll just do it as a 1 blur. So it's still got some shape to it, and then we'll go maybe overlay. Oh no, that doesn't look right. But if we do soft light, it doesn't really work. If we do hard light, it's too intense. Linear light, there's got to be one here that's like difference, not quite right. Oh, okay, I've mucked it up. Okay, I think I need a you know, let's. That's good enough. Reduce opacity, that might be a good idea actually. I think 90 would probably do it. Actually, you know what we could do? Let's go back to this for a sec. That was okay, but we need to like taper this off. Why is this pixelated? It must be the way the image has pasted in or something. I don't know. There's something wrong with this. This doesn't make Matt Gaetz look like the Joker, because the Joker is an abusive cunt who would more than likely be a sexual predator. Yeah, there we go. Normal, soft light, duplicate layer. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Green hair. We got to get the hair next. What I'm going to do this time, though, I'm going to do this. No, we're going to go to this one. Oh, okay, that's a bit much. We need to reduce that sample size quite significantly. We need to get just his hair, and we're trying to do selection of what kind of selection is this? Select by color tool. We're increasing the threshold so that we can select similar colors. But the problem is that's selecting like everything. All right, so no, we're gonna just select his hair. Actually, can I? If I go like this, there we go. Okay, so we got his hair, but now we've selected everything around him. So we'll just go like this. Is this gonna work? This might work. Okay. This is the content now. We've become an art streamer. Did that work? No, that didn't work. Okay, I'm just gonna select it like normal. I'm just going to do exactly what I did with the face. I could have done the same thing, but I'm going to just do the same thing I did with the face. I'll just select like this. This is the easy way to do it. This is the way I do thumbnails. I do YouTube thumbnails exactly like this. I just select around myself to create a border, and then yada yada yada. This is now an art stream. We've decided that Matt Gaetz needs to be turned into a piece of artwork. Do we want to do the Joker movie face paint? Because I can do the Joker movie face paint if we need to. Okay, there we go. So, hair. Long, beautiful hair. Isn't he already a piece of work? He's a piece of something, that's for sure. None. And again, do a bit of Gaussian blur to give it some softness around the edges. Soft light. There we go. We got the green. No, not Leto Joker. What's his name, Joker? Oh, so we got to do. Let's have a look here. Yeah, not Leto Joker. We'll do what's he face Joker. But that's not really. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix Joker. But Joaquin Phoenix Joker is not that much of a villain. Bad guy, not really much of a villain though. Is that a hot take? I feel like that's a bit of a spicy take. When you think about it. Had to go get a delivery at the door. Okay. If you want to look at that, hang on, Mr. Speaker, do you know how I got these scars? Black eyeliner, we got to do the black eyeliner, yeah. Give him a bit of black eyeliner. Oh, it's got to be smaller than that. So we get a bit of black eyeliner under there, most certainly. Make him nice and emo. Alright, and then Deuce Wayne, the real villain. I've heard, like, I don't know if you've heard this. You might be sick and tired, like I am, of hearing news about a new Batman project. But I've heard rumors, for example, that the Waynes are going to be portrayed as rather villainous in the next Batman adaptation that we totally need. We totally needed yet another Batman adaptation. Who's keen for another Batman? Hey, who wants another Batman flick? Yet another one, hey. Good shit. Just what we needed. Alright, let's give a bit of blur on that. So, no, the soft light doesn't really work there. We'll just turn the opacity down a bit. There we've sort of got the... If I was talented enough, I'd remove the background and put, like, society. You know what? I am talented enough. Let's just fucking go, mate. Hang on, what have you said? The Bad Bunny goth emote. Not goth. Bad Bunny Joker emote, sorry. Okay, get rid of that. Select none. I've kind of left that a bit of a mess. Society. You have a macchiato. Is it a vanilla macchiato? Is it a vanilla macchiato after you made fun of my vanillaness? Hang on, come back. I need that layer back. Let's do this. There we go. Fill the whole thing with black. There we go. Select none and we'll go text, not neon lights. We'll go just like... Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Oh, for goodness sake. No, go over here. Okay, there you go. Thank you. I hate when my tools move around in this. It's impossible to fix them. Arial, because Arial's the most boring font. There we go. Arial sucks. Not scale. No, we don't want the scale tool. We want the rotate tool. I'm going to rotate this just a bit. Rotate it. And then maybe I should scale it, but we'll unlink it so I can scale like this and stretch it out sideways. Actually, we'll leave that like that. Scale. There we go. What the? I don't think I'd be allowed to show the Bad Dragon logo. Let me just merge those two because I feel like we don't need two lip layers. There we go. Oh fucking Christ, we're not done. We're not done. We got to change the suit. Is the tie the right color? I think the tie is the right color. The tie is fine. We're gonna get up close and personal with his hands, man. We're gonna get close and personal. It's kind of funny, yeah, because like the new Joker, it feels like he wouldn't be very comfortable with being on the CPAC stage. But I suppose the Joker is an anarchist who does whatever the fuck he wants anyway, so it doesn't really matter what political affiliation you have. The Joker's just gonna be like, yeah, whatever. If I can cause some harm with this, I'm gonna. You know, that's what the Joker's mantra is, from what I can tell. Bad Dragon product emanating from his mouth. Here we go. We'll get there. It's not what I had intended. The title of the stream is Why is Scotland Fish, by the way. The title of the stream has something to do with fish, and here we are colouring in Matt Gaetz as a thing. A noted pedophile. I'm so awesome, thank you. I try my best. I am talented as an artist. Again, I need to do a proper art stream at some point. The lips have gone wrong again. I need to fix the lips up. I think it's because I merged the layers or something. I mucked up the layering there. Let's do this. Let's cut across here. Should we do the suit purple? I like purple suited Joker. Do we do purple suit and change the tie to green? Or do we do a green suit and leave the tie purple? Or we can stick with the Joaquin Phoenix and go the red suit. What do you like? What do you reckon, mates? Change the badge to a Watchman comedian smiling. Why is society? Purple suit, green tie. Right, sounds good. I only need one vote. We want to go to, I think it's color balance, not color balance. Color and color temperature, no. Hue and saturation is what we want. Hue. There we go, purple suit. Let's reduce the opacity of the lips to 69. Nice. The most joker thing to do would be to give him the Riddler suit, but society isn't ready for that. It's also giving him like a faint yellow glow around the edges, but I don't care that much. There is no reason for me to turn Matt Gaetz into the Joker. I have no actual valid reason for doing this. But we decided he's a supervillain, so we need to, you know, it's easy to turn him into a supervillain when there's already a supervillain what wears a suit. Yeah, that's what. That's not changing that, that's on the wrong layer. There we go. Human saturation. Let's go to green tie. It's greenish, yeah. That'll do. There we have it. It is vanilla with hazelnut. Oh, I like hazelnut. What do we think? Do we like it? Masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. Alright. I'll save that. I'll chuck it in the Discord. You can use that to whatever advantage you want. I'm going to save this into my shit memes folder. I have a folder that's shit memes. I'm going to save it as Matt Gaetz Joker lol in all caps. We do literally live in a society. We live in a society. If you're not already in the Discord, just type in !Discord as of this very moment. Because I'm about to drop in the Matt Gaetz Joker lol. I don't know why I did that. Why did I waste time on this monstrosity? Why did I do this? Why did I do this? I'm gonna tweet that now. I'm just gonna go over here. And I'm gonna just go on my Twitter. I'm gonna post it. Where is it? There we go. Anywho. That's it for the stream for now, though, I think. I think we're well and truly wrapped up there. Yeah. We'll read about the Matt Gaetz story tomorrow, and also I wouldn't mind reading into the Derek Chauvin case. And seeing what's... Oh, don't talk. I don't want to talk. Wouldn't mind doing that whole thing. So, on the subject of art, let's go directly in that exact same avenue and raid Fragile Machine, who is streaming art at the very minute, although she's been live longer than I have, so given that I am looking at a stupid ad right now, I can't tell if she's going to be ending soon or not. You gonna just come on, mate, come on, give me something. How long is this ad going for? Jesus Christ, it just keeps going. It's a full-blown like YouTube several minute long trailer, what we're putting up with at the moment. I don't care. I'm not going to watch Voyages. I'm not going to watch... I simply am not going to watch it because your ad's too long. I've seen the whole movie now. I saw the whole bloody movie. Alright. Thank you folks for hanging out tonight. If you would like to, follow me on Twitter, which is where I constantly shitpost. Join my Discord. I am going to be releasing a new YouTube video essay in the next couple of days. I promise you that. I'm waiting on like 2 voice lines and then I can just wrap it up and be done with it for good. Because the video's done. I'm just waiting for those voice lines. And if they don't get them to me by my deadline of sometime soon, I'll just record the voices myself and put them in the video. Which I should have done in the first place, so I had the backup. But anyway, thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. You've been lovely. You've been fantastic. You've been graceful. Follow my Instagram if you want to. There is a Facebook page, but Facebook sucks. Ta-ta, have a good one. I will see you when I'm looking at you. Be kind to yourselves and each other.